ride around my city. You should come right with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sip water like a fish, sip box water to the gillies, yeah. It's a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world a makeover. Time never stops, no, the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know where to start. I can tell you right now, family. I can tell you right now. We're not competing for no championship. It's time for this organization to people need to start getting fired. People need to get fired. Players need to get traded. I told y'all this team is not built correctly, man. We're not going to win nothing with this team. And tonight just showed you that. And I'm going to say it first. Because I know people scared to say this stuff. I know people scared to say stuff, but I'm going to say it. The players that we have on this team, they're not good enough. The players on this team is not good enough. And they need to be fired. The players need to be traded. They're not good enough. I don't care who the coach is. The players are not good enough. We had multiple opportunities. We have multiple opportunities to take control of this game, and we didn't. We kept bricking shots. I lost track. I think we had 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter alone. Probably more than that. And then why would Trae Young throw a fucking lob? What is he thinking? And that right there shows you our players' basketball IQ. They don't have the IQ to win shit. Go scroll to the top of the chat. I purposely put at the top of the chat. I came here, I said 18 seconds left. You see this? This before the game ended. 18 seconds left. We are in the bonus. Attack the basket. They can't foul you. What do? Throw a damn lob. That don't have shit to do with the fucking coach. That's not what they drew up. That wasn't drawn up. The basketball IQ of our players is low as a team. It's not good. And y'all can sit here and blame Nate, but I'm going to tell you, Nate didn't turn the ball over. Nate didn't miss these shots in the fourth quarter when we had multiple opportunities to take control of the game. The players are not good enough. And I know some of y'all scared to admit that. Some of y'all are scared to admit it. I don't care who the coach is, bro. To be honest, I don't care who the coach is. You should listen. When you come out of that timeout, you got options. When they draw up plays, you have options. Why would he throw the lob when you see Embiid dropping down? He was dropping down. He saw the play. He saw it happening. And Trey dumbass still threw the shit. That's not on the coach. One day, guys, some of y'all gonna man up and realize that the players on this team is not good enough, man. They're just not good. And I don't care who the coach is. This team is not good. I don't care if you bring in whoever the fuck y'all want to bring in, doesn't even matter. Because the players on the team are not good. They don't make smart decisions. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's not Trae Young first time fucking shit up. That's not Trae Young that's not his first time doing stupid shit. That was a terrible decision. I don't care if that was a draw. Come on, bro. You an elite point guard. You have the goddamn situational awareness. You should have attacked the basket. That's what you should have did. Attack the basket. Why the fuck would you throw a lob? They in the bonus. Excuse me, we in the bonus. The players are not good enough. And it's going to be sad when Nate get fired and we bring on a new coach with the same sorry-ass team, with the same sorry-ass players, you're going to get the same sorry-ass results. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get the same sorry-ass results with a different fucking coach. That's all you're going to get. The players are not good enough. Point blank fucking period. Trae Young and DeJounte Murray cannot carry this team to a championship. We need more help. We need better players. And like I said, I know some of y'all scared to say that. Y'all think these players are good. Have at it all you want. But I'm going to tell you, as a Hawks fan who's been following this team over 35 years, I can tell you right now, this team not winning shit. I don't give a fuck who you go get the coach. They're not winning. They're not good. They can't shoot. They're not smart. Let me drop this link. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know how we going to do it. I'm going to drop the link. We're going to do it like we did it last night. Come on. You get your 1 minute to say your piece. Then I'm going to bring everybody on to do their 1 minute. Then after everybody has had their say, then everybody comes back on to the show. Okay? So let me go ahead and drop this right now. So y'all come on, tap in. Let me hear what y'all got to say, man. But this team is not good, bro. I don't care who coached this team. We need better players. Point blank, period. Good, John. Talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on the game tonight? John. Oh, he froze up. All righty. Talk to me, analyst. What's your thoughts on the game tonight, my guy?
Good to see you. I thought winnable game. You saw down the stretch, just bad decision making. You know, you saw some really ill-advised shots. You know, I hear everything you're saying about the roster. Listen, I've personally, I've been on record saying that I don't believe the roster is constructed for a championship. I don't think we're this bad, though. I think you have to look at some points in the game. You have to say, all right, well, for the love of God, can our coach do something? And I want to say this one last time because I'll only get 1 minute. That one lob play
was fucking stupid, bro. Don't try to justify that play, man.
No, I didn't.
Situational
what I'm
awareness,
saying
bro.
is,
I shouldn't have to tell you, analyst, if you my point guard, I shouldn't have to tell you. Once I tell you we are in the bonus, once I tell you that,
I doubt Nate told him that.
you should be. I don't have to tell the coach. Don't have to tell you that. As a player, situational awareness. That means you know what's going on around you. You should already know that. As soon as we get into the bonus, your whole goal should be attacking that basket. Because guess what? They're not gonna foul you.
All I know is that the way that we came out of that timeout, the way I know that play was drawn up out of disguise is because we didn't even run a regular pick and roll. We ran it, spread it out.
Analyst, are we serious right now?
I'm serious.
You didn't sit there when Trey brought the ball in, when Trey was dribbling. You didn't see Joel fade him. I did. I saw John roll to the back and he started backing up. Why the fuck would he? I ain't cursing at you, Annas. Why the hell would Trey still throw the shit? Dummy. Yeah. He a dummy for that shit. Don't try to put that shit on Nate. The coach give you different options. Hey, if it's there, take it. He saw that. He saw him rolling back. I saw it. And he still threw it. How the heck y'all gonna put that on the coach? He threw that bullshit.
I still think that there's blame to give to Nate, knowing that you don't try to go back to a pick and roll, which they've been stopping all game long. You hadn't had one pick and roll all game.
What else are we supposed to do? Listen, you and Matt, y'all. Listen. Y'all complain about Nate.
Said it. Attack the basket.
Once we finish, I want you and Matt to tell me what are we supposed to do. Let me change that. What should we be doing to make the offense better? Because let me tell you something. The plays don't fucking matter. You know why? Because we can't fucking shoot the ball. So it doesn't matter if they wide open. They miss them anyway. You got your superstars, DeJounte. Let me tell you something. DeJounte Murray and Trae Young shot all that shit in the fourth quarter. That's them shooting that shit. When I saw Hunter shoot, he made his shit. When I saw Collins shoot, beside that stupid ass three that they got him still taking them stupid threes, but I saw Collins getting but I saw DeJounte Murray brick after brick in that fourth quarter. When we was up one, brick. When we was down one, brick. We had opportunities in that fourth quarter in the last 5 minutes to take that game and take control of that game, and we didn't do it. And you cannot sit there. You cannot put that on Nate. Granted, Nate, and I've said it already, I'm a Nate supporter, but Nate ain't taking us to no championship. I already said that. I'm on record on that already. But I need to know why these players turning the freaking ball. But they had about 4 turnovers in the fourth quarter in the last 8 minutes. But I guess that's on the coach too. Y'all need to start holding these players accountable for what they put on the court. We pay our hard-earned money to go see these dudes. We waste our time watching these games, and that's the type of performance they put on out there. I need more than that. I don't care who you got to fire. Nate can get the fuck out of here. Them fucking players, Trey, all of them included. Get the fuck out of here if you ain't out here to win the goddamn games. I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm tired of wasting 3 hours watching nonsense. Why we just can't never come out here and win the fucking game? It's all, no matter who we play, it's always dramatic.
Yeah.
Anna, when the last time we came out and just won a game?
I don't think we have one this season, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was against Detroit. So,
exactly.
So
let me bring you to the back room, man. Let me bring on Juan.
Okay.
Talk to me, Juan. What's your thoughts tonight, man?
Well, good to see you, man. Analysts as well. I know everybody else will be on here. Breed.
Check out this is a new format we're doing now. So everybody can get their opinion out, and then once I get everybody through, then I bring everybody back on.
Yeah. All right. First of all, I'm just saying before I talk Breed, dog. I mean Breed, man. Like we didn't see this. We've seen this calamity before. Just a couple of things I'm gonna throw out numbers wise. 18 and 14. 14 is the number of turnovers we had over the last 3 games. That's what we're averaging, 14 turnovers in the last 3 games. 18 is the number of points we're averaging in the fourth quarter over the last 3 games. So number one, we're turning the ball over a lot in these games, and we're not scoring in the fourth quarter. The questionable decision for Trey to throw the lob to JC, I expect better from my 5th-year All-NBA point guard doing that. That's the time he's supposed to attack the basket and make something happen. He shot particularly well tonight. From that standpoint, did have a lot of turnovers, him and DeJounte, but that's given with them having the ball in their hands. But he should attack the basket. DeAndre Hunter was actually our best offensive player in the fourth quarter. We went away from him. He had 7 points in the fourth quarter. He was actually keeping us afloat and keeping us ahead in the game. Our defense leaves something to be desired. I watched 10 times Shake Milton and other guards take it from the 3-point line and go straight to the hole with 0 resistance. They literally took 3-4 dribbles, took it to the rack, and nobody stopped them or nobody put a bite on them. That's ridiculous. And both teams were coming off a back-to-back with that. As you said too, man, I don't have any expectation for the Hawks. I didn't expect us to win. I've been on the record saying this is not a team that can beat anybody in the top that can beat any of the top 5, top 6 teams in the East. I don't know why fans think this is a Bojan Bogdanovic team, player away from being a contending team. We're not. We have holes everywhere. We don't have good coaching. We don't have a good philosophy. We don't have size. We have questionable decision making between all players, and we're not good, man. Like, if you thought the wins that we had in the past were good, like, you have to take everything into its full context. A lot of those wins, they were missing key starters. The East is getting stronger. Players are getting better. Hell, look at Ben Simmons. He's even starting to score. Look, man, we are multiple things from being a contending team. And I'll let the rest of the player guys get on it until we have our group discussion.
All right, appreciate you, my guy. Let me bring on Matt. Matt up in the building. What's good, my guy? Talk to me. What's your thoughts?
What's up, Juan? What's up? Okay, Demond. I hear you what you're saying about the players, but this is why I'm not going to blame the players. I'm not going to blame the players because in the last 3 games, listen. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna listen. The players do get some culpability. However, I gave you, as far as the players, I gave you a 16-point lead. I gave you a 12-point lead, and I gave you another 16-point lead in the second half in the last 3 games, and we done lost all 3. Okay? Why in the hell are you calling a timeout, right? Yes, Trae Young shouldn't have thrown that pass, but, you know what I'm saying, and Embiid made a great play. You know, he tipped the ball. He snaked the dribble to pull Embiid out further and tried to no-look that alley-oop pass. But Demond, why are you calling? But Demond, if you were just going to run a pick and roll, why did you call timeout for them to set their defense? That's stupid. If I'm gonna run a pick and roll, I'm gonna just run it off a rebound. Why am I calling a timeout?
You know why we call the time? You know why we called the timeout, man? So we could advance the ball, bro.
But it doesn't. But if we're going to run that pick and roll tomorrow, it doesn't matter. We didn't
because
advance
we only
the ball.
had how much time was left? How much time was left on the clock, bro?
18 seconds. 18 when he called timeout, it was 18 seconds left.
He called it to advance the basketball.
But Demond, why are you advancing the ball to run a pick and roll? That don't make any sense. If I'm gonna advance the ball,
because 1, we're trying to save time. 2, we're not trying to turn the ball over on the inbounds. We had about 5 turnovers in the last 8 minutes. Let's not forget that. Let's not act like so. Bro, every coach does that. You call timeout, advance the basketball, because it's easier to take the basketball side out than from under your own goal. Plus, we've been turning the ball over. Okay? I have no issues with calling that timeout. None. My issue is the players not executing correctly. That is my issue. And that's why I said you could get any coach out here, Matt. You get any coach.
Demond, okay.
Brilliant game plan, Matt.
Demond, where do you think? Okay, where was the ball supposed to go for that last play?
If I was a coach, it would have been Trae Young attack the fucking basket.
No.
Clear out, attack the basket.
But that wasn't.
But guess what they did?
Clearly, that wasn't the clear play. The play was a lob to the back. That was the play. Now you can say
if the lob is there, you take it. He didn't sit there and say, Trae, just throw a lob. I don't care.
No, I agree. It's both culpability. Both of them have culpability.
Exactly.
In that.
I'm just waiting for y'all to start blaming some of the players for their piss-poor performance. That y'all don't do.
I agree with that, Demond. That was both of them gets. I said Trae shouldn't have thrown that pass. 1, Trae shouldn't have thrown it.
I'm just making sure you don't be saying shit about the players on the show. So I gotta start double checking your shit, man. Matt, you be up here. I said it. I don't be hearing you say that stuff, Matt.
But DeMont, all I'm saying, okay, first of all, why is Trey dribbling the ball at the top of the key and Hunter is the only one that's hot in the fourth quarter? Why isn't, since you want to call a timeout, why won't you draw something up for Hunter going to the basket
because I'm paying Trey Young? Because I'm paying Trey Young $200 million. He's my superstar. Ain't that what superstars supposed to do? That's what they're supposed to do, right? Because guess what? Matt, on the other end, who was getting the ball on the other end, Matt?
But he was scoring. That's why.
Because he's their superstar. And he was bricking too. He was bricking too in the fourth quarter. Because I was listening to RB on the Sixers. And he was upset. Why Embiid? They fans was over there complaining. They call it Joel ball when he was bricking in that fourth quarter. Because that's when we should have took the game over. But so why my superstar didn't come through in the clutch.
But DeMont, I don't have a. But DeMont, if this was a game where Trey came out in the fourth quarter, he's shooting shit, just bricking it, turning the ball over. Okay, he could have some culpability in that. I could blame him for that. But this fourth quarter, specifically the last 5 minutes, I think he took one shot the last 5 minutes of the game.
Who?
He's passing it. Trey Young. I think he took one shot the last 5 minutes.
Because DeJounte was bricking like a motherfucker in the fourth quarter. That's why.
But I'm saying Hunter got it going. Why aren't you featuring him? He hit his only 2 shots.
But talk to the point guard. Talk to the people with the basketball. Why is DeJounte? What, bro? Listen. You keep saying why you not feeding a hot hand. Okay, if me and you on the court, and I know you hot, and I got the ball, I would just pass you the basketball. I don't need a coach to say, hey, man, this dude's hot right now. You should pass him the ball. I don't need a coach to tell me that if I'm at the NBA level and I'm an elite point guard. Elite point guards know their personnel. They know who hitting. They know that. So you need to ask DeJounte Murray why he kept bricking and not passing. Because guess what? Like I said at the beginning, I saw Hunter shoot a 3 and it went in. That was the last time I seen him touch the damn basketball.
Exactly.
So why don't Trey? Why isn't Trey and DeJounte passing the ball?
But DeMont, okay. My question to you is, what the hell am I paying Nate McMillan $4 million a year? What is he supposed to do then? What's his job?
The coach is supposed to put you in position to be successful. Whatever his game plan is.
And who in the fourth quarter did he put in position to score?
He gave it to the superstars, and they didn't come through. They didn't come through. I mean, I thought that's what superstars supposed to do. I thought superstars I thought you supposed to put the ball in your superstars' hands in the final couple minutes, and your star players make the correct decision. See, that's what separates a LeBron. See, LeBron gets knocked for that. LeBron will get the ball in the last second, and people expect him to shoot. Why? Because he's the star player. But LeBron makes the correct. Watch this. LeBron makes the correct play. He don't. DeJounte and Trey, they'll just shoot that shit. And you saw it tonight. How many bricks he had? How many bricks he had in the fourth quarter?
Who?
DeJounte. How many bricks?
He had like 4.
Exactly. So you telling me you was watching him shoot the ball and nothing in your head say, I wish this dude would pass the damn ball.
Yeah, I would, DeMont, but I'm saying, okay.
There you go. Thank you.
But hold on, but hold on, DeMont. He coming down the court. What they do? The same staple. Clint Capella come dragging his slow ass up there to set a high screen and roll. Murray go around to do that stupid left to right crossover and miss. Do it again, miss. Turn the ball over. Then Trey Young turned it over because they trapping the pick and roll.
So I guess the turnover's on the coach too. That's Nate's fault too. See, this is the thing I'm telling y'all. I've already said Nate ain't the guy. I said it. He ain't the guy.
But DeMont, he needs to go now. He needs to go today, because what you're gonna get, DeMont, it's gonna be the same. What was our record at this point last year? I think it was the same thing last year.
No, it wasn't. We was under 500 already because we had already went on that first 7-game West Coast trip and got our ass whipped. We was under 500 at the first road trip all the way until March. March is when we finally cracked 500. Yeah, we sucked last year just like we sucked this year. With the same players.
But DeMont, if the players then got you 2 16-point leads and a 12-point lead in the second half,
exactly why they trick it off, man.
You can't hold it.
Exactly. So you telling me They can't play defense, and they can't score the ball. You got a 16-point lead. They was clowning last night in Houston. Am I right or wrong? Weren't we clowning in the third quarter? So that's Nate's fault that DeJounte and Trey shot us out the game in the fourth quarter.
All I'm saying is it's very difficult. All I'm saying is on defense, Philadelphia, whoever we play, if you're gonna run a pick and roll, a lob, and an isolation, it's very, very, very easy to stop that. And today in the fourth quarter, a minute ago, you talked about the turnovers.
We know that though, Matt. Matt, you saying stuff we already know. There's nothing you can do about it. But I'm telling you this. Even when they run the pick and roll, they still missing the shots. So it don't matter what plays we run it, because every game they shooting 30%, 40%. Turnovers. You can't put all this on the coach. The players is out there turning the ball over, breaking shots. And I'm waiting for people to say, I wish these players would play up to their paycheck, because they ain't playing up to their check. Trey ain't playing worth $200 million. He ain't. John Collins, I don't know what he got going on. Okay, but I just
Travis, don't know. He give you
Nate,
40,
bro.
He give you 40 and 12, you lose. He give you 40 and 12, you lose. Then he give you 30 and 50, 30 and 10, you lose. Then you come back tonight. What do you have tonight? 18 and
hold up, bro.
9 or something like that.
Let me move on. But I'm gonna tell you this, Matt. I'm gonna tell you this. That was slick right there. He gives you 30 and 10, we lose. He give you 20, he give you 40 and 10. What you forget to add is this. He gives you 30 and 10 on 30 shots. You forgot that part. Because he don't shoot the ball. Every game he done had, I think, besides one game, he scored over 30. Hell, over 25. Did he shoot above 50%? So that he shot above, find me the games he shot above 45%. All this, I bet you could count all of them on one hand.
Today.
One hand. So when y'all say he give you 40, yeah, I can give you 42 if you give me 40 shots. You feel me? But let me bring on, let me move on. Let me go to Juan. I'll bring you back on, Matt. I mean, not Juan, excuse me. Let me go to Point. What's good, Point? Talk to me.
Yo.
Hey, y'all smash that like button too, man. Smash that like button for your homies.
I'm going to say this real quick. Yo, I respect Matt's opinion, but that man had his Superman cape on. Lord have mercy. Let's just call a spade a spade. I hold Nate accountable for what he can do, right? I'm going to hold him accountable for things like, you see that teams know that we are a bad shooting team. We are going to face more 2-3 zone. What is your counter?
Exactly.
What is your counter to that?
Yep.
I saw for a 6-minute mark up until I believe it was like the 5:35, Trey hit a floater. I think it was like a 5:45 mark in the fourth. That was the first shot at the rim the entire quarter, because everything was just side to side. We're going to move this. We're going to drop the ball back, trying to shoot this three, trying to shoot this. That's like when you're playing a zone, like basic basketball, that's what you want people to do. Yeah, I understand that most people think, okay, well, when you shoot your way out of a zone, you're going to do this. That's not us.
But you know what? You know what, Point? If you go back to last night, when they ran the zone, Collins was running and flashing in the middle of the zone. They were throwing the ball. He was turning around hitting, right? That was last night.
Right.
Why that didn't happen tonight?
No. I agree with you. And that's
no. I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, I would just do that exactly. I'm agreeing with you.
On top of that, too, if you saw, we weren't running it consistently, but there were instances in that third quarter where we were running the zone as well. Notice how they countered that. What did they do? They had Tobias Harris sitting at that free throw line, and the moment Shake Milton passed half court, it was a straight line drive to the hoop. Murray could not stop anyone tonight. Nobody could keep nobody in front of them. If it wasn't there, it was a dump off to the free throw line and then a kick out to Niang, a kick out here, and a three. Simple as that.
Well, according to Hawks fan, that's Nate McMillan's fault.
So I'm gonna hold Nate accountable for not being able to have a counter to what they're gonna throw at us.
See, but now I can understand that.
Yeah, tonight,
but just to put
10% the players. That was pathetic. That was pathetic.
Bro, it was one stretch. We could not score the ball for like 3 minutes.
Not good enough.
We went like 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, up
Not
one, and
good
couldn't
enough.
score the ball.
I agree with you. It was not good
Brick
enough.
City.
I'm gonna be real with you. This is my thing. When it comes to Clint Capella, he will get you numbers, right? He will get you double doubles. When he's active, he can get you numbers. He can score the ball. We could say he's limited, whatever it is. But I'm pretty sure the case remains the same for him. When it is time to go up against top tier big men, and I'm not just talking about Joel Embiid, whatever. I'm talking about a Gobert, a Valanciunas. Shoot, I even saw that 7-footer on Utah, Kessler, working this man. He struggles. And what we needed from Capella was a defensive stop. When I saw DeJounte Murray picking up Joel Embiid on that fadeaway jumper so they could go up, and I saw Clint giving that lazy ass effort.
He didn't even close out. He stood there.
That's not good enough.
He stood there when the play.
Take the ball on the wing and travel.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying when I say our players, they're not smart.
They're dumb.
Situational awareness. You know, DeJounte can't guard Embiid. So why are you standing back there? You should have called switch and switch real quick. Came up there, switched back. But I mean, you know, hey, Nate McMillan should have went out there and told him, hey, man, you stay there, you move there, you do that. Listen, the players ain't good, man.
Not good.
They're not good. Well, let me change that. They're not championship good.
I'm gonna say this before I let this go because I know some other guys on the line.
Yeah, John next.
There's a ton of guys available. I saw a report about Sadiq Bey available.
Man, we ain't finna do shit, bro.
Christian Wood available.
We not finna do nothing, man.
Come on, man.
Don't
Y'all
get your hopes up, bro.
Available.
The only way we're gonna do something, it's only two ways we're gonna do something. It's only two ways we're gonna do something. If the owner make Travis do something, or Travis can go find some bum in the street and pay him $3 to come play on the team. Bro. He ain't going after nobody, man. Travis, man, fuck Travis. Fire his ass. My bad, man. All right, what's up, John? Talk to me, my guy. What's popping? What you saw tonight, man?
I saw basically the same thing I've been seeing for the past 4 games. We can't shoot. Time for you to make baskets, time for you to make stops. You either don't have the personnel out there to make stops, or the personnel you have out there can't shoot. And I mean, no matter what it is. Now AJ Griffin can't find his freaking shot. You know, it's just bad. It's just bad. And I'm gonna tell you this: if nothing changes, then nothing changes. Okay, you gonna be here running your blood pressure up, hollering, fussing, and cussing, and I can just imagine what Chauncey's doing because he's on the other end there, because nothing has changed. I mean, we have not gotten better shooting. Now, I mean, you know, you haven't gotten better shooting. Your defense, just like I've been saying for the past 4 years, even when we got Capella, if you don't have anybody that can make your opposing big man work on defense, because I'm looking at Embiid, he playing doggone center field. He just standing there with nobody to check up under the basket, waiting on one of the Hawks to come in. Instead of you having a big man down there with a low post game and an ability to make shots away from the basket and dunk at the basket, he don't have nothing to do. Any big man.
I said that last year. I said it on this show. I said it in New Pat City. I said we need to upgrade the center position because he can't score the ball. Because now you're really playing 4 and 5 on offense. And like you said, whoever guards Capella don't have to work. They can just patrol the paint.
Yeah, they just.
But when I said that last year, everybody said I was a hater. Everybody said, oh, why you want to get rid of Clint? I said, I want to upgrade at that position. I didn't say get rid of him for nothing. You feel me?
Well, my problem is, see, I've been labeled a hater for the 50 years I've been watching basketball and football. you know. But if you see a situation, if you see a problem, it don't make no sense for you to be trying to sugarcoat it and trying to talk around it. The problem's still there. And you're supposed to always try to upgrade and improve shooting, defending, people,
John,
situation. I'm sorry.
They don't want to spend no money, man.
Well, see, this is the thing now. This is the thing. If they don't want to spend any money, now see, we're talking about floor issues, we're talking about bench and coaching issues, and we're talking about ownership issues. And everything that we outline and everything that we say about all three of those situations is bad. It's all three of them bad. Now, if the front office situation doesn't change, the bench is not going to change, and the floor is not going to change. Neither one of those things are going to change. What they're expecting, this is what I'm actually thinking is going that everybody's expecting. We gonna start hitting shots suddenly, and once we start hitting shots and start winning some games by hitting shots, all of the talk goes away. But the problem is still there. The problem is still there. You can't defend anybody. You can't shoot. Coach is not putting his foot in folk behind like he's supposed to. Ownership isn't holding the coach responsible. A general manager not holding the coach responsible. Owner not holding the general manager responsible. Now, I'm telling you, 2 more games. Now, we got a 5-game stretch coming up now, this week and next week. I guarantee you mess around here and lose 3 of those games, you're going to hear something from Rustler or you're going to hear something from Travis Sling. Now, I know you're going to say Travis Sling lie all the damn time.
He do lie. He a liar. He does.
But you're going to hear
every time he go on the radio, he lie.
Yeah, but you're going to hear something. Something's going to be said. Something's going to be said about
John.
What they do, I don't know.
Let's be John. You probably rooted for this team longer than me.
Oh, I have. I mean,
let me tell you, John, let's be real with each other here. They not finna do shit. You know that. I know that. How do we know that, John? Let's look. The track record says everything we need to know. Every owner we've ever had don't want to spend no money. But yeah. I mean, at this point, can you even fix the problem with money? I mean,
no.
But let me come back to you, John. Let me get Matt G up here, and then Matt G is the last person, I think. Yeah. So after Matt G, everybody, we're gonna open up the floor, bring everybody back into the chat so we can get it popping as usual. Welcome to the show, my guy Matt G.
What's up?
Talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on the game tonight, my guy?
Look, Trey was bad, awful. DeJounte was bad. Everyone was bad except, honestly, DeAndre. But, I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing we don't even try anymore. Like, it doesn't look like we have effort if you're looking out there. I don't know if that's what you think, but Let me stop you there, Matt.
Let me ask you something to that point real quick. Do you think the lack of effort that you see, because I've seen it a couple times, and I addressed it a while back. I said, and let me know if you agree or disagree. I said, it's hard to try when you don't get to touch the basketball. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's only going to be so many times you're going to run up and down that court, try hard, and you don't even get to touch the ball. You know what I'm saying?
That I do agree with, but I have a question for you then based on that. Do you obviously think Nate could be doing something to do that, or do you put that on Trey and DeJounte to get the players the ball, or who do you put that on?
I put that on the head coach and my point guard, who just happened to be our star player. And the reason why I hold them accountable, and you could throw DeJounte in there, I hold them accountable with Nate is because they are the ones who actually have the ball in their hands. So when people debate me on that, I say this, man, this is all I say. I say, you know what, man, if I'm a player like a Trae Young, already an established superstar in the league, he not getting yanked out no game, no time. He ain't gonna never get benched. We know that already. He already blew Nate off once with timeouts. Nate ain't gonna bench him. So in my head, I'm thinking Trae can pass the ball to whoever the hell he want to. Does he want to pass the ball? Does he want to get teammates going? Now, I can also say and agree with Matt and say, you know what? And analysts and say, you know what? If we had a better coach who could draw plays, or I'm not going to say draw play, who runs more plays, because I'm sure Nate can draw a play, who runs more plays, that could help with ball distribution. But then I'll go right back and say, but if my star guard don't want to pass the ball, I'm wasting my time drawing up plays. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you could kind of hit it from every angle, but at the end of the day, I hold all three of them accountable. Trey, go ahead. My bad.
Do you think part of the lack of effort is on the fact that, you know, our team doesn't respect Nate? The players don't respect Nate. Nate is not getting anything out of him. Because I don't know. I've seen, you know, obviously not with this team, but I've seen in years past, like the year, you know, we went on the run or whatever, I've seen this team play with effort and win games. And it seems now that it's like either Nate isn't just, we don't have respect for Nate. We don't play hard for him. It looks like, you know, not Trey, DeJounte, they don't care what Nate has to say at all, or, you know, they don't want to play for Nate. That's what I'm seeing.
Listen, you ain't too, in my opinion, you're not too far off. I'm not gonna go as far as say they don't want to play for him, but I will go far and say, you know, and I don't even play for no damn NBA ball, and I'm tired of that bullshit Nate be saying, that 5-finger 45th bullshit. So I will say this: I'm not gonna say they don't want to play for him. I'll say this: I think Nate's message is old, is tired, and falling upon deaf ears.
They don't care.
Exactly. So and
that's why I think the only option we have at this point is firing Nate, finding a new coach, and looking for trades for John and Clint, because we have to upgrade. You know, what I've seen from John has just been really disappointing. Clint has kind of put it on. He does this every year. You know, he'll have a couple games where he plays well and then he'll go back to normal. But we have to find upgrades at that position. I mean, I know when we came into this year, every fan that, you know, was, you know, not what that was realistic knew that this wasn't really a championship team, in my opinion.
Right.
But this team isn't. What are we, the 8th seed right now? This team's not an 8 seed. This is a top 5 seed.
We're 11-10, man.
That's crazy.
And I said at the beginning of the season, I said, I'm going to go evaluate Nate after 25 games. And I can tell you right now, it ain't looking too good. I mean, imagine this, Matt and the chat. Imagine this. Imagine if we didn't play. The only reason we're above 500, guys, is because we played them bum-ass teams at the beginning of the season. You take away the Orlando Magics, the Detroit Pistons, and substitute them with the Celtics, Sixers, and we're probably below 500 right now. Because you know what's so funny? This is the exact same stuff that happened last year. The only difference is the first 7 games. I mean, not the first 7, because the first one was against Dallas, but we went on that first road trip, that 7-game West Coast trip. That's what put us behind the curve for the rest of the season. We went out there west and we played good teams on that 7-game trip. Got our ass whooped every time. I think we might have won one. I can't even remember. I know we got our ass whipped in Portland, whipped in Phoenix, whipped in Denver. Then we came home, went on another 10-game home losing streak at the house. So, I mean,
similarities to last season are very, very similar. What I'm seeing, you know, especially just like defensively, like we were supposed to be a better defensive team this year I think we are, but
number-wise, we are. Numbers-wise, we are.
I'm seeing,
defensive rating is 12th. Like I told her, the problem is the offense. We can't score because Trey is in. I'm not gonna say Trey can't shoot. I'm gonna say he's in a slump.
He is in a slump.
And like I told people, you take away the Houston game. Find me another game. Name me another game where Trey and DeJounte shot 40, let's say 44%. They don't. It's either one shoots good or they both shoot fucking bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
I hear that.
But let me bring everybody on, man. We're going to open up the floor, man. Here comes everybody. Hey, y'all know how we do. Chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all hitting that like button for your homies, man. We're going to bring everybody on. And y'all know how we're going to get it popping. We got analysts back. We got Matt back. We got Juan back. We got Point back. Did I miss everybody? Oh, we got John back. That's everybody. I'm gonna drop this link one more time. If anybody else want to tap in with the group, and we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get this thing popping, man. And like I said, me personally, I'm giving probably about 85% of the blame to the players. That was just that last 5 minutes. That last 5 minutes is like some of the worst basketball. Bro, we went 3 minutes.
Pathetic tonight.
We went 3 minutes and could not score the basketball.
They had a stretch too. Philadelphia had a stretch where they didn't score for 3 minutes and we didn't capitalize on it. But
if you fire Nate, will the players shoot better? Do you think it's sabotaging, Nate?
I do have a question for. I want to address what Damon said.
Go ahead, Juan.
I know I kind of enjoyed it. So Damon said when we the previous game where we had John flash to the middle and he was making his open shots, and he had like 20 points yesterday. Yes, it's because Bam was underneath the goal, was trying to play the baseline and trying to play for the whoever's driving in. What happened tonight was Embiid stepped up to the free throw line, so they took away the flash in the middle. So what do you do as a coach or what do you do as a player? I have not seen the Hawks players in a zone run the baseline at one time. They do not put pressure on the back end to make Joel Embiid move his feet. Joel Embiid, all he has to do is stay right there in the middle and just move back and forth and stay out for 3 seconds. We put no pressure on the back end of the basket. You had, what's his name, Niang, and you had Shake Milton guarding Hunter and Collins, and we never, ever went on the baseline to get easy backdoor passes or make Embiid move his feet. And that's coaching. That's also player awareness. Like if I'm not gonna get if I can make him move his feet, man, it might open up the lanes and it may be able to give me a different opportunity. But we can't even beat a zone. All teams are now just going to employ a zone on us. You're going to play from 2-3 to 3-2, and we can't beat it. We literally cannot beat the zone.
I mean, because the players are not good, man. Man, listen, man. Check it out, right? So when Embiid's standing there, it's the reason why he stands there. Because he don't respect who he's supposed to be guarding. He don't respect who he's supposed to be guarding, which is usually Clint Capella.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
So that's a knock right there. Now I can go to coaching and say, hey, Nate, if you see, let's go. We see them running to something. We see they big camping. Take Capella out, put in a Kongwu, have a Kongwu, because at least a Kongwu can hit a little 10, 12 footer, have him moving around. But then also, just like you said, Juan, that's why I say our players' basketball IQ is not there. You're not in the NBA, and you just said, hey, I will be running the baseline. I will be doing this. I will be doing that. And that's what I'm saying. Championship quality players don't need to be told by the coach every step on what to do in situations.
Then what's the coach's job, though? Then, like,
the coach's job is to come with the game plan. This is how we're going to attack. This is how we're going to attack. This is how we're going to defend. My job is to set you up for success. That's my job. And your job as the player, your job as the player is to go and execute my game plan. Now, can my game plan be wrong? Sure. That's where Nate fails.
What was our game plan tonight?
We don't have a game
plan any night.
We bring the ball down. Trey bring the ball down. Pick and roll. If it's not there, Trey, please make something happen. That's our whole offense.
Exactly.
Right, that's the offense,
exactly.
Right?
But can I just highlight one funny thing about that last play? Trey, first of all, tried to throw an alley, and let's just. I think as fans, well, let me say this. I think as sports fans in today's world, sometimes we need to just flat out give credit to the opposing team. They made a great play. They played well, whatever. Even though I don't respect the flopping Embiid does, I'll give him credit and say he made a good defensive play. The thing that bothers me is not only did Trey try to throw an alley-oop from the 3-point line.
Yeah, he did. That was bad.
Not only did he try to do it from the 3-point line, rewatch that play. First of all, he had a step on Daniel House.
Exactly.
And who was open on the weak side corner? Justin Holiday.
He had the lane, bro.
Was by himself, had his sandwich right next to him, his feet up, cooling. He was in Cancun solo. And
Trey
you
had
think a 3-point line alley-oop with the game on the line in between a 7'1" dude with a 7'8" goddamn wingspan and another wing player behind him with John Collins, who already does not have long arms, the biggest hands. We all know that. You think just because he could jump out, he's gonna get that?
and then he
Yeah, that's what they thought.
That's
and
what
then-
dumb.
And then look. First of all, he
That's
didn't even throw the
for
ball.
real,
He
guys.
didn't
That
even
was
throw.
stupid.
He didn't even throw the ball high enough. But my thing that killed me, we in the bonus. Why
Yep.
the fuck is you thinking about an
Yeah.
alley-oop?
And
When
another
I
thing,
seen Embiid fade back, and I saw who was guarding, who was up on Trey, and he went to
Was it
Trey had the
Milton?
ball. Milton, he moved. Trey had the whole lane. I just knew he was going down in the lane.
The last
We
thing
in the bonus. They're not going to foul
I agree
you.
with you.
Why the
Yeah.
fuck are you throwing an alley-oop, dummy?
So hold on. So two things. One, that same play.
Matt, don't
ran it-
cap.
hold on, wait,
Matt,
that
do
same
not
play-
cap. Do not
That
cap.
hold on. That
All
same
Matt gonna
play.
do is try. Go ahead, Matt. Cause
Okay.
go ahead.
That same play, we ran it last night versus Miami at the beginning of the fourth quarter, where John Collins had that alley-oop over Max Strus. It's the same play. We ran
But
it last night.
He's
Tonight,
7-1 though.
wait,
Embiid is 7-1.
What?
but tonight,
Exactly.
the only reason Embiid stepped up on it, if you go back and watch the play, the only reason Embiid stepped up on the play was because Trae Young, they ran two pick and rolls in that same play. The first time he didn't get no separation. The second screen, the reason Embiid stepped up is because Trae Young snaked the dribble and pulled it back. So Embiid stepped up, and when Trae Young pulled it back, he was throwing it up. I said Joel made a good play, but but you can't tell me that was not where the ball was supposed to go.
You can't be serious. You can't be serious. You cannot be serious.
Damon,
bro.
Matt, you are a
You
phenomenal
telling me
defensive
right
player.
now?
Matt, you are a phenomenal defensive player.
What you
That's a
telling
lot
me
of
is
cap.
this?
That's
You
a lot
telling
of
me
cap.
I
That is
got a
cap.
$200 million point guard, and who already blown off the coach numerous times. You telling me Trae Young sat there and said, "You know what? I'm gonna listen to my coach, and I'm gonna throw this alley-oop, even though I see Joel Embiid fading back because he saw John Collins roll behind me."
No,
Hell
he didn't
no.
fade. No,
Hell
Demar,
no.
he did-
Trey threw
Demar,
that
he-
shit. Trey threw that
Demar, he
shit
tipped
because that was stupid.
No, Demar, he tipped it with his offhand. He did not tip it with it. He didn't tip it with his right hand. He tipped it with his left hand
I don't
because
care
he
what
was
hand he
was
used,
but
bruh.
Joel was out of position. That's
He
why
was not
threw
out of
it.
position.
Yo, Matt,
He was-
Matt,
he's-
whether or not Joel was out of position, was that the correct basketball play to make? Knowing that you have a
no.
weak side corner wide open, yes or no?
I think personally, I think that was the play. That was the play because if it
That's
wasn't
not
the
my
play,
question.
hold on,
Matt. Was
if
that
it
the
wasn't
correct basketball decision? Yes or no?
no, it's not the correct. I
Analyst,
guess
you're
you
on
can say
mute.
no
Analyst,
because
you're
it
on
didn't
mute.
Analyst, you're
work.
on
I
mute.
guess you can say no. it's not
Analyst,
correct
unmute
because it
yourself.
didn't
You're on
work.
mute. You're on mute.
Unmute yourself, analyst. You muted
Do you
yourself.
That
think
was
that
the
was? Do you think
play.
that was the right decision?
Maybe it wasn't the right decision. No, I said it was a bad. He shouldn't have thrown it, but I also said that was the play because if it wasn't the play,
See, your
like
ass
y'all
don't want to
saying,
blame. Your ass don't want to
Diamond.
blame Trey Young.
Hold on one second.
That's
Hold
what
on one
it
second,
is.
man.
But
If
Demar,
that
but
was a
Demar,
bad
that
play, if that was a bad play and a weak side man is wide open, there's someone open. The play is supposed to set someone open. Make the decision, right?
but Joel,
Or am I tripping?
but Joel,
He made the
Joel-
decision and
How
he
about
threw
this?
that
How about this?
bullshit.
How about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? Right? Trey has to have better awareness. But I am not gonna sit here. And here's the thing: maybe I expect more out of our $4 million paid head coach than some of the rest of you
There's
guys.
something wrong. If you
But-
expect more from him,
18
a
seconds.
$200 million. You got a $200 million guy out here, but you want
No,
more
I
from
just
the
said-
$4
I
million
just-
coach.
But
Are we
Demar,
for
what
real?
happened in that? What happened
He's
in
the
that Toronto
coach, isn't
game?
he?
What happened
He's
in
the
that Toronto
coach,
game?
isn't
He did it to
he?
Tony
Y'all,
Snell.
y'all say he's
Bro,
his, y'all
see,
say he's
this
his
is where y'all
proven-
mess up
his
at. See,
proven
this is
coach.
where y'all mess up
But
at.
all I'm saying is
We've
that all
up
I'm
here.
saying.
We've already been up here and said Nate sucks. We've said that already
But
That's
you also
already-
said
that's
the player
known.
sucks. So I mean,
because the players.
Oh.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, analyst. Who's on the court? The coach or the players? Who playing the game?
it's the players.
Who bricking them shots?
So
Who
you
brick-
also,
Oh!
you, all, you
Who
also
bricking the
said
shot? Who
You
bringing the
also
shots?
said. You also said.
Hold on. Answer
You
my
also said
question.
it's the
Who bringing
coach's
them
job.
shots?
It's the coach's job to put the players in the best positions. Them shots
Exactly.
Murray was taking, them shots Trey was taking. Why is John Collins getting the ball on the post, trying to make a move, and he turned the ball over? For
Because
the
y'all
second
already
time.
complained that he.
For the second time.
Listen,
For the
because
second
that's
time,
because that's
Collins
what
cannot-
John is good at. I'd rather him get at the post.
No, but he
than
tried to
shoot
put the
them
ball on the
than shoot
floor.
them stupid ass threes that he can't make.
But he tried to put the ball on the floor.
I'd rather
That-
him
that's
do that.
on John.
there. I'd
He
rather
turns it
John
over
do
every
that.
time.
I'd rather John do that than shoot them stupid threes that he's shooting at about a 20% clip.
Okay, now let me get in here now. Why were we even in the position where that last shot had to
Exactly. Without
Yeah,
Maxey.
we had a
Without
lead.
Maxey.
We had a lead.
And Harden.
We had a
16-point lead.
Because
And
DeJounte
Harden.
Murray thought that he could dribble the air out of the ball.
we had a 16-point lead.
You had a 16-point lead.
Hold
I
on, let me
tell you
add this. Let me add this. We had a 16-point lead again. Because what did we have in Houston?
16-point lead.
We had 3 double-digit leads the last 3 games.
There
Wait,
you
wait.
go.
And we
Go
lost
ahead,
them all.
Demond. How the players
So
the
I
players got you
understand-
the 16-point lead,
See,
but you can't figure out a way to hold on to it.
That's
Well,
easy. That's easy because I
hold
sat there and
on, hold
watched.
on,
Because
hold
I
on.
sat right there. I sat right there in the fourth quarter. I sat there and watched.
Even though we were up, did
No.
it look good to y'all? It didn't look good to me.
Exactly.
No.
It was
We not good,
terrible.
bro.
No.
No,
We not good.
It was
so
garbage.
I tell you what. We're talking about the offense. We're talking about this. We're talking about that. Listen, we're going to keep talking about the offense. We're going to keep talking about 40-foot threes. We're going to keep talking about ISO basketball until someone gets in here that, first of all, we can get an identity for this ball club that we know every night coming in consistently that we're going to at least play hard and we're going to play with effort. We played with no effort in that second half. It was disgraceful to watch. We came out of the gates. I'll be honest. I thought the first quarter looked good. Okay, we move into the second quarter. They're hanging around. The end of that second quarter was disgraceful. They get it down to 4. Okay, too many turnovers. Yes, Murray was not good tonight. Okay, he had a stretch where he thought he had to go. Murray was not good. Okay, Capella. I know you all both. I know all you guys saw the layups Capella missed tonight. Disgraceful.
Lord have mercy.
Disgraceful.
Lord
Okay,
have mercy.
Justin did well coming off the bench. I'll say AJ Griffin didn't play well.
Rookie wall.
Onyeka,
Not good enough.
I'll say this. I'll say this.
Not good enough.
I'll say this. I didn't know he played tonight. So
I
listen.
didn't know he played.
So I'll say this, right? I'll say this. All I'm saying is that if we got the 16-point lead, right, and we want to, you can give credit to whoever for the 16-point lead. All I'm saying is that if you look at even the past 2 games, those teams were not as talented as us, okay? But I tell you what, though, we got out-coached in both of those games. Steven Silas, Eric Spoelstra. Spoelstra is obviously key, but we come into tonight, Philadelphia played no better than us until the last really stretch. They went on a 4-minute drought. They said it, 4-minute drought. And as shocking as it sounds, Doc Rivers actually made an adjustment and they started attacking the basket. Okay. And B was not good tonight. He was not good. They started attacking the basket. Okay.
And B had 30
they
points.
made adjustments. And guess what? That second half, Doc Rivers made the adjustment of going into that zone and trapping Trae Young. They made the adjustment. We came out of the half excelling, thinking that we were good.
Wait, let's go back to that. Let's go back real quick.
Okay.
You said
And B had 30. That ain't good.
you said
It wasn't.
You said, correct me if I'm wrong. You said Philadelphia went how many minutes without scoring a bucket in that fourth quarter?
4 minutes.
About 4.
And what did we do? What did we do? When they didn't score, what were we doing?
Not scoring.
Exactly.
Turning the ball over.
We were turning the ball
Not
over.
Exactly.
See,
That's because you know why
we had a window. We had a window.
We had opportunity.
And I said that. I said it.
You
during
had
that game. We had so
opportunity.
many opportunities.
The players did not execute in the fourth quarter. Plain and simple. They had opportunity.
Hey, Demond, what are they supposed to be executing, Demond?
They be scoring the goddamn ball, bro. That's what they're supposed to be doing.
Here's one more
Come on,
thing.
man.
Really, Matt trying to play tonight.
Matt trying to
here's
play
one
me
more
now.
thing.
What they supposed to be doing? Scoring the goddamn ball. Did you
No.
watch the
I said
game?
what they're supposed to be executing. No, I said executing, not what they're supposed to be doing. I said what they're supposed to be
And
executing.
here's
Well,
one
it's
more
scoring the
thing.
goddamn
Here's
ball. That's
one
what
more
they
thing.
Execute. Hold
Here's
up.
one more thing.
Hold up. Executing is scoring, not running the play simply.
No, we don't have any plays. We don't have any plays.
We don't got no scores neither.
You
Hey,
know,
bro.
see,
No,
so
that's
you
all.
weren't executing.
Go ahead, Juan. Go ahead, Juan.
Hey,
If
hey,
you don't
hey,
score,
why?
you haven't executed.
Hey,
I'm
why
sorry.
nobody ain't saying that about this? Because I think we lost the game here too. We were 14 or 22 on free throws, 68%.
Not good enough.
Terrible, man. Terrible.
Juan,
68%.
I got a funny one.
Terrible, man.
It's so funny you say that because our $125 million player, we are down 3 points, I believe.
He missed
points.
one. He clunked. Yep, he clunked one.
The
He sure
man
did.
missed one and made the second. Didn't even
Yep.
attempt to miss it and get the offensive
That's
board.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. They don't
Yeah.
care. No
Is
one
that
cares.
smart basketball? Yes or no? In that
Yeah.
situation,
Yeah, John.
Yes.
Yeah.
what are we doing?
This was that's what I'm
That's
saying.
John doesn't
Yep.
care.
basketball.
Well,
Wait a
that
minute.
wasn't too bad. That wasn't
Hold
too
it.
bad.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
that
Devon.
was-
And
Because
You
you
did-
got enough
Wait a minute.
time.
Come on, that
You
was
only
that
you
bad.
only missed
I'm
the
gonna be
free
honest
throw.
with you. That
You
right
only
there
missed
highlights
in
the
the
issue that we
world.
have.
Bro, you only missed a free throw when you don't have time on the clock. When you don't have that, it was like 5 seconds left. So you missed,
Come on, I'm gonna
and
be
you
honest
tempt.
with you. We
Listen,
had
listen.
no timeouts. Hold on.
If
We
they
had
made
no
both, you go
timeouts.
down by 4.
How?
There's no
Yeah,
timeout.
timeout.
Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. You down one. You down. We was down what, 2? Was that
It was
2?
three.
No, we down
We're
3.
down 2.
We
You
down
down
3, right?
You down 3.
Collins get 5, right?
Mhm.
Now,
we're
first
down
of
five.
all,
Three.
we was down 3. We was down 3.
Mhm.
It was
they
3,
fouled-
yeah.
Because they
Well,
fouled
okay.
Collins because they was some hoes because they didn't want us to get us. They didn't want us to
They
get
don't
off
want
the 3. They was fucking scared.
no
Even
reason.
though
They
we-
should
even
have
though
let
we
us on that
can't
pick
shoot.
and roll.
They didn't want us to get a 3. So when the ball got inbounded, they fouled Collins on purpose.
Yeah.
They went after him.
That was smart.
Now Collins, to his credit, is one of our best free throw shooters. Period.
Yeah.
He's one of our best. So when he went to the line, I was pretty solid. I was like, oh, he's gonna knock these down. He missed one. I was like, hey, shit happens. I was like, make the second one because we have time. Because then you make the second one, they don't have no timeouts. So you can try to attempt to get a steal or get a 5-second call. If they get the ball in, you immediately foul.
I think they did have a timeout.
That's it. No, they didn't have no
No, they didn't.
timeouts.
No.
They didn't have no timeouts.
Okay.
They
I'm sorry.
didn't.
Stupidly wasted on that
So-
on that rebound.
So when they inbound,
For our
when he
last
makes
play.
the second one, you tell him make the second because we still have time. We can defend, see if we can get a steal or turnover. If not, as soon as the ball get inbounded, you foul, and that's what we did. But in my
You
opinion,
found the wrong person.
we shouldn't have been in that position in the first place.
Well, they were gonna pass it to Embiid anyway.
But-
On
Where is
Anyway,
Trae
anyway.
Young?
But the
Where's
bigger
Trae Young in that
problem
situation?
with the
Why is
the
he
bigger
running
problem-
back court?
Say that again, Point.
Why is Trae Young running in the
to
back?
get a head start. So like they were gonna pass it to John, and then remember
Yeah, I
the
saw
play
that.
against
I saw that
Toronto.
play.
That was the same play we were gonna probably run.
I
Yeah.
don't need none of that garbage, man. I don't need none of that
have
garbage.
everybody locked up on
but-
the inbounds
so-
anyway.
I don't need that.
my thing is why are we in that position and they're missing Harden, they're missing Maxey, and Embiid was out extensively.
Because we
Because our players
Sure.
are not because the
Sure.
players not good. They're not good.
We're not
You
good.
know,
Hey, Matt.
So
Matt,
hold on.
I just
So,
said it.
Okay,
Bro, Matt, how many
we're
times
the
bro,
eighth
you
best
just
team
saw
in the
this
Eastern
team?
Conference.
But you
Matt,
all,
Matt,
let's
you
be
all-
real. Let's be real. Let's be real.
but
Let's
you
be
all
real
said that
here.
we were being
You sat
negative
right
because we
here
were
and
complaining
you
about the
watched this
wins.
team 3
Yeah.
games in a row trick
Yeah.
off double-digit leads numerous times. 3 games in a row.
You gotta
And
have
you
some
think
talent
these-
to get a
but
16-point
you
lead
all
though.
said-
and you think these players are good?
You all,
Demond, I think the players are being.
Me and Matt were being negative when we were up here talking about how we weren't satisfied with the wins, and you said, "Well, you can't be negative. We won." And then
Because I take
no,
all wins, baby. I take all
said-
wins.
But then
Well,
I said,
and
when
we
you go
already-
against
and guess
teams
what?
like this, when
And
you
guess
go against
what?
teams like this, you're gonna get what you got. We lost
See-
because
Bro, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. I don't care who the coach is. Because guess what? We losing to them anyway. You know why?
If
Because
Ime
the
Udoka was
players
the
are
coach,
not
if
good.
Ime Udoka was the coach or a
The
guy
players
of
are
that
not
caliber,
good. They're not
If
good.
we
So
have an
Demond.
issue
So-
where
so-
our
so
ball,
Demond, we're the
where
eighth
our
best-
ball
we're the eighth
dominance-
best-
First of all, a
I
guy,
just
and I'm
wanna
using
get-
him as an example.
Point,
because
Go ahead,
he's-
man.
Are y'all
Go
saying
ahead,
we
go.
the 8th worst team in the Eastern Conference?
You
Is
said
that what I'm
what?
saying?
Hold on, you said
You're,
what?
you're saying we're the 8th worst team in the Eastern Conference.
That's
what
not what I'm saying at all.
Hold on, I'll say it. What's our record say we are?
But
Yeah, we
Demond,
said
the
we like
reason we
number
got the
7.
record we got is
No.
because of poor coaching.
What
That's
does
the
We're
our
reason
record?
the
seventh
record
seed
we
right
got.
now. We are a seventh
Matt,
seed right now.
Matt.
We're
Right
eight
now, we are a
seed.
seventh seed.
Matt,
Right now, we are a
what
seventh
does
seed.
our
We
record
are-
say we
we
are,
are an
Matt?
eight
What's our record
seed
say we are,
falling.
Matt? What's our record say we are, Matt?
Nate
Let the
McMillan
record
coach
say.
team record
Don't worry
says
about it. I'll
11
tell
and
you.
10.
We 8th, we 10 and 11. I mean, excuse me, we
And
11
we
and 10.
fall. Look, we below
one
Exactly.
game.
Exactly.
We one
Exactly.
game over 500. You know what's so
Is
funny, man?
heading down.
You know what's so funny? Where did we finish at last year?
Same thing.
Exactly.
That's what I
The
said.
team with
But
the same
Demond-
shitty
but
ass
Demond-
It's
players.
not the same team.
But
It's
We
not
had
the
an
same.
I
all
got you.
star.
But
It's not
Demond,
the
I
same.
got you
Your
an
general
all-star. I got
manager
you
went
an
out and got an
all-star.
all-star, which I said.
I got you an all-star
You didn't do
backcourt. You
enough.
should not be in the same
Travis didn't
position
do
you were a
enough.
year
Did
ago.
not do enough.
You don't
Well,
blame
guess
Yeah,
me.
you
what,
say that
man?
in hindsight, but
Hold
the
on.
team
Let
didn't
me
do enough.
look. Hold up. You went and got me all-star. Let me see what the all-star shot tonight. Hold up. Don't go nowhere. Let me see what my
I thought
all-star.
I
Hold up.
thought that was the player. I thought that was the player. I thought that was the player.
I'm
I thought
about
that
to
was the
see
player.
what my
I thought that was the
all-star
player.
that my so-called general manager, that's what you said, right? You went and
All
got me
I
an
wanna
all-star.
know is-
Let me see what my
What happened?
all-star
Yeah,
did
we
tonight.
all were up
Hold on,
here
hold on.
happy
So-
about it.
No.
We all were up here
I'm
happy
just
about it.
gonna see what my all-star
He
did.
didn't even
Hold on, Demond. Hold on.
3 of
let me
6,
see.
6 of 13.
So, Demond, let me ask
Seven-
you a pointed question. Do we need?
six
Do
of
we?
13.
Hold on. Wait. Do we need a perfect performance from every dude on our team to beat these teams that's missing good players, that's
What
missing
you
their
think?
second best player,
Matt,
their
what you
third
think?
best player?
What you think?
I don't think so. We shouldn't need a perfect roster to beat these crappy teams that we play.
So
and we lose to.
so
We
you
shouldn't need
telling
a
me?
perfect
Let me
roster to
get
beat
you on
Houston.
record. Let me
We
get you on
shouldn't.
record. So you telling me right now we got a new coach, whatever coach you want, with the same shitty ass players, we're not gonna get these results. Is that what
we
you
the
saying?
3 seed right now.
Yes.
We
Yes.
said we're good.
Okay.
Yes.
Hold on a second.
Yes.
Hold on a second.
No,
Wait,
no,
hold on.
okay,
Matt
okay.
Daniels,
Yeah.
I got a question.
No.
Hold on, let me
Are you
hold on, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me
Elite
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
hold you.
right
I'm gonna
now.
hold you,
Hold on,
man.
Matt Daniels, real quick.
No.
Man, I'm gonna tell you
No.
this. I'm gonna tell you this, man.
Right now,
If
you
Trey Young's decision making
The
is
day Nate
not
get fired, the day Nate
Is that
get
what you're gonna tell
fired,
me?
Real
and we get a
soon.
new coach. Hold up, when
Yeah.
he get fired and we get a new
Mhm.
coach,
Mhm.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Well,
I
it's
don't
got to
wanna-
be the
I'm
right
not-
coach.
Listen, no.
Hold on,
Listen.
But
I don't want to hear.
Matt
Listen,
Young is
hold
the right
up.
coach. Matt
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna
This
tell
is
you
the
this.
thing. If you
I
can't
don't hear.
shoot,
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear.
Anyone but
that's
Nate.
not- I don't want to hear nothing saying, "Oh, that's not the guy I wanted."
Yeah. Demond.
Once we fire Nate, no, because
Right.
you just told me it's the coach.
Yes,
It ain't the
exactly.
players.
And
So
Demond,
once
I'm
we
about
get
to
a new
and Demond, I'm about
coach,
to stand. And
I'm
Demond, I'm
gonna
about to
come
hold on, wait,
find
Demond,
you.
and
I'ma
hold on,
find
wait,
you.
Demond, and I'm about to stand by that because I said the same thing 2 years ago when we had Lloyd Pierce. I said this team is underperforming. They should not be 14-20. They should.
No, they
be.
should have. They was terrible. We was
The
terrible.
second
my
half,
goodness.
the
We went
second
to the
half of the
Eastern
year,
Conference
they were
Finals.
26-14. That's the pace they should have been on the whole season.
Bro,
This
let's be
last
real.
year,
Let's be
we
real,
were-
man. Let's be real. I'm gonna be real with you real quick. Let me be real now. I'm gonna go to you, Juan. I'm gonna be real, man. Listen, this is what I need y'all to do, man. Let's keep it real. Y'all need to get off that little Eastern Conference Finals bullshit, because that shit was a fluke. I know y'all want to live
Not
the
even talking
dream.
about that.
I know
I'm just
y'all want to
saying
live
we're
the
better
dream
than- we're better
that Nate
than what
came
we're
in.
playing.
Listen, Nate came in, took over the team, right? This is hilarious when you think about it. He took over the team. He didn't do no offensive shit. He ran Lloyd Pierce shit, and we won. But when Lloyd Pierce was here, we was losing with Lloyd Pierce shit. Bro, something wrong with our players, man. Something wrong with them.
Because they didn't like Lloyd
What?
Pierce. They didn't
So
like
they
Lloyd
didn't
Pierce.
like
Wait a minute.
They didn't
So
like
Nate
Lloyd
run-
Pierce.
Wait a
Nate run Lloyd
It-
Pierce
but
system.
Demond, it's
I
when-
said,
but Demond,
okay,
it's
hold
when
on,
Nate
hold on,
run-
hold on.
We
Let me
lose.
break it down. Let me explain it
Wait
again.
a
Since analysts think he's slick. I'm gonna say it again for you.
wait a minute.
When Nate McMillan took over,
Uh-huh.
he ran Lloyd Pierce offense, and we
Right.
won.
Yeah.
But when we had Lloyd Pierce, we ran his shit and was losing.
Okay,
But
moving
wait,
forward,
but
we
Demond,
run
but the reason
Nate
we were-
stuff under Nate and we lose.
Listen to what I just said.
What was
I heard
Lloyd
what you
Pierce's
said, but
offense?
fast
They
forward
run-
to now.
What was Lloyd Pierce's offense? What was his offense?
I mean, we
It
saw
The
was
same as that shit we do
more
now.
movement than this.
No, it's not. It's the same shit, bro.
I got two.
Lloyd,
Go
Can I
ahead,
jump
Juan.
in for 2 seconds? Can I
Go
jump in
ahead,
for two
Juan.
things?
Go ahead,
Hold
Juan.
I-
Go ahead, Juan.
jump
Hold
in-
up, John. Go
yeah,
ahead, Juan.
Jump in for 2 things, man. All right. Number one, I'm probably gonna cause a fire between the group and the chat. We're not winning with Trey Young as our best player to a championship. That's number one.
You done hurt
That's
analyst
number one.
feelings now. Look at he mad over
That's
there. Look at him.
hold
He
on.
mad.
That's number one. You tell me over the last 30 years, I'm just going with this 30 years, where a 6-foot point guard has been your best player, has won you a championship? Go ahead.
One
And
time.
try to
Isaiah
find
Thomas.
One.
Isaiah Thomas.
Zeke,
I
that's
said
it.
it's your best
Isaiah
player.
Thomas was the best
Isaiah
player on that
Thomas.
Yeah,
Pistons team.
Isaiah the best player on the
30
Pistons,
years
baby,
ago,
hands
man.
down.
Come
He was the
on,
best player on the
dog.
Pistons.
Talk about
Hold on.
modern basketball.
That's
No,
what
no,
I'm saying.
no.
But
Here-
you can't use that criteria. You can't say
Point.
name me a team, but what team has been led
Don't
by a
get
guard
wrong
that's his
history.
height?
If it happened, it
That's
happened.
what I'm saying.
It
Look.
may not be the norm. It's not the norm. It's definitely not
It's-
the norm that your
it's not
point
gonna
guard
happen.
is the one that brings championships. That's not the norm. But it has
not
happened.
going to
Don't-
happen.
don't
Stephen
moralize.
Curry.
John,
Stephen Curry's their best
why
player.
did that Pistons team work though? Why did it work?
Yeah.
Defense.
Oh,
Huh?
Lord.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Yeah.
Lord.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
Oh,
no,
Lord.
no.
What?
One. Are you saying
No,
Stephen
no.
Curry wasn't the best player on Golden State last year?
In the
No,
bushes.
no. It's always offense.
Oh, it was? Thank you,
One.
Tamani.
Always offense. Because
I gotta get you a
as I-
treat. Who found this?
Hold up. As I have
Angela found
told
it?
you before,
Okay. Thank
as
you.
I have told
Tell
you
Aunt Angela I said
before,
thank you.
over and over again,
Tell Aunt
You
Angela I love her.
you all can play defense until your eyes come out. If you don't score on that other end, it don't mean anything. You
I
had
agree
Joe
with that.
Dumars
I agree.
and Isaiah Thomas on that other side there, killing folk. When they slowed
John.
the ball down and beat everybody up, they still had to go to that offensive side of the court and shoot well.
Yeah, but
Okay.
remember,
John,
we were the third best offense last year.
John, I think you misinterpreted my question. What was the Pistons' bread and butter? It was defense.
Yes.
Their bread and butter was
Yep.
defense.
No.
And tell me the last team that won a championship based off of
That's
defense.
what it was. It was
Tell me the last team that won a championship based off
Whoa, one at a time. Whoa. Hey, one at a time, guys, or I'm gonna have to start muting y'all one at a time, or I'm gonna start muting.
That
They
was
were
it.
an
I
offensive
understand.
adequate team, but they were not a powerhouse. They were a defensive oriented team.
Wait. You said
Hold
what
on,
the
point.
Pistons wasn't a powerhouse?
No, I said offensively, they were not this powerhouse.
No.
I said
No,
It
okay.
wasn't offensive power.
Okay.
Hold on, wait a minute.
That was their bread and butter.
You gotta tell the full. You gotta tell the full story. They had Adrian Dantley who scored 30 points a game off the bench. They had Mike. They had Vinny Johnson, Michael.
Wait,
A.
say that
Vinny.
again. Say that again.
Yep.
They
What?
had Adrian Dantley. They had Vinny
He didn't
Johnson.
average 30 off the bench for the Pistons.
Yep.
What you talking about?
No,
did for
he
the,
averaged 30.
for
Not
the
off the bench,
Mavericks,
for the
not for the Pistons. He didn't.
No, I'm not for the Pistons. I'm saying he averaged 30 points a game in his career. He came off the
Okay.
bench.
Yeah.
Vinny Johnson came off the bench. They were a lethal offensive team. Don't let that bad boys thing.
That's what I'm
Okay.
They were a
Okay.
lethal offensive
And
team.
name me the last team, a defensive juggernaut that won a
So
championship.
they wasn't scoring. And they
Well, that's
Defensive
before
juggernaut,
that's
2004
before
Pistons.
that's before your
2004
time,
Pistons,
analyst. That's before your time.
2004
The reason you don't
Pistons.
see the reason you don't
Go
see the
watch them against
defense.
LA.
The reason you don't see the
Oh, no,
defense
I
in
know.
today's
I'm from
NBA,
Detroit, I know, but-
the reason you don't see the defense in today's NBA analysts is because defense don't sell tickets. That's the only reason.
Yeah, but
2004
that-
Pistons. Go watch them.
well, that kind of
that
defense.
that 2004 Detroit team was a historical defensive team. They had probably three
I know.
defensive.
I'm saying it. That he said an all defensive team, 2004 Pistons. All of them was well connected. Every last one
Yeah,
of them.
I mean, Ben Wallace is a
Dogs.
Hall of Famer on defense. Tayshaun Prince is a Ring of Honor.
Ben Wallace was
Probably
a monster.
close to
man.
Hall of Fame. because of
Ben
his
Wallace
defense.
going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
But
Ben
he
Wallace,
was a
Tayshaun
monster.
Prince. They had great defensive players on that team.
Robin
Yes,
going
they
to Hall
did.
of Robin the Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Yes,
they had
they did.
great defensive players.
Joe
on
Dumars.
that
Joe
2004
Dumars.
defensive
Michael Jordan
team.
said Joe Dumars the hardest person who ever guarded him. I mean, the
I'm
Pistons-
just
Pistons
just
no
telling
But no. But we know
Point
that
and Juan that
your
you
boy from
cannot
Cleveland
build a defensive
beat him
first
up.
team in today's NBA and win. Boston was the best example of that last year. They were the best defensive team in the last 15 years. And in the playoffs, I know Devon disagrees with me, but in the playoffs, in the finals, I believe they lost because they did not have an offensive player to match Jordan Poole or
That's why they want to go get. That's why they got
why they
Gallo,
lost.
and that's why they went and got Gallo. That's why they wanted Gallo.
But
too,
also
because they felt they
you
needed
also
it.
hold up. You also got to credit the Warriors defense because Tatum shot like shit the whole
I
series.
disagree with that. I
He
just
sure
think Jason
did.
Tatum
He sure
just went
did.
MIA.
Tatum played like shit. So I bet
Tatum
if
was
Tatum
just
doesn't,
But they did not have enough points.
if Tatum, because that's how they're built. They're built to run off of
Klay
Tatum
Thompson was
and Brown.
ass, too.
That's
Yeah.
their job. That's what they do. They score for Tatum and Brown. So if Tatum, let's be honest, the Warriors didn't stop Jason Tatum. He just shot like shit. Okay.
He did shoot horrible.
Okay.
If you get hit,
Yeah.
If he
He
get
could-
his average, that's a whole different
No.
finals right there. So let's
After
not
he
act
gets
like
his
the
average.
Warriors. Let's not act like the
Warriors.
Warriors went out there and they had this master plan
Devon, real
to
quick.
stop.
Can I just drop the fact real quick?
To
Before I
stop.
let Jill jump in?
What's his name? Go ahead. Point.
Real quick, John and Matt, what do you define offensive powerhouse? When I say a team that is an offensive powerhouse, give me a ranking. What is offensive powerhouse in your
I would say
opinion?
top five offense.
Okay.
If that's the case, we was a powerhouse last year.
We
What
were
about you?
powerhouse.
What would you
offense
say
last year, we
offensive
were.
powerhouse? Give me a ranking.
I would say
You said top five.
Top five.
Um,
Top
Yeah, I
five.
say top five.
Top five.
Top
Top
When you say range, what do you mean by range?
Okay.
I'm saying
Ranking.
ranking,
So,
like
I'll
a
turn it
top
I would say
three offensive
five.
team, top five ranking.
Top five.
Um,
Top five.
I would say top 5. I would say
Okay.
top 5.
So the only thing I'm
However,
gonna say is this.
hold on. I see where you're going. I see
Let me
where
just
you're
try
going.
to drop a fact.
Go ahead. I want to hear this. I
Where
wanna hear
you're
this. Go
going.
ahead.
But
The Detroit
the thing
Pistons.
is- hold on.
Hold on. One at a time.
Before
Go
you
ahead.
drop that fact, let
Go
me
ahead.
give you this fact. The team that scores the most points on a game-by-game basis, not average. Don't fall into average, because when you start doing that average stuff, you're taking a year's worth of scoring, defending, whatever, and trying to say that, well, they weren't such and such because they didn't rank here, there, wherever. It's
John, I
the
hear you.
team
That-
that
But that's not my
scores the
point.
most points on a game-by-game basis
Go.
that wins the game. Now,
Go
you
ahead. I
might
want to hear this point.
five, whatever.
Go ahead,
All
Point. Let me
I'm-
hear
all I'm
what's
gonna
your
say is this.
point?
In '89, the Detroit Pistons ranked 8th in offensive rating and 2nd in defensive rating. In '90, they ranked 11th in offensive rating and 2nd in defensive rating. Correct? The reason
Yup.
why they were dominant was because their net rating was so good. So y'all take that fact and do whatever you want with it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay,
one,
now,
but
I got that fact. Now, this is what I
That's all
want
I'm
to do
gonna say.
with it.
That's all I'm gonna say.
When I'm talking about no, but
Yo. Go ahead, John. Go ahead,
Now,
John.
see,
Then we'll go to you,
okay,
Matt.
I got your fact, but you've ranked this person 8th. Okay, you ranked Detroit 8th and you ranked them 9th. All right. What did they do in the actual games as far as scoring is concerned versus their opponent?
Bro, they
out?
would look, man.
They outscored them. What you talking about, John?
See,
Yeah,
that's
I don't know what John
that's
talking
my
about.
point.
point.
That's
point.
my
My
That's my
point was.
point.
I'm
No.
trying to lock
No, what he's saying is this.
Oh,
Top
why I say he don't know
Well, no,
what
what he's saying is this. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's showing you that defense. One, it's numerous things. One, defense. When you play defense like the Pistons did, you can have bad shooting nights. That's one, because you know your defense is going to keep you in the game until somebody can get hot.
Correct.
Two,
That
your
wins
net
championship.
rating. He's showing you the net rating, right? Look
Okay.
at it. Let me show you something. The Hawks last year offensive rating was number 2. This year
Yep.
we're 12. Right? Watch this.
Mhm.
20.
At the beginning of the season, I said this: if we bring our defense up 10 slots, but kept our offense the same, we would win 50 games easy. Because
Easily.
we would go from 26 in defense to 16. Right now, our defense is like 12. Defensive rating is like 12.
Okay.
Offensive rating is what's
It's dropped.
killing us right now. We went from 2 last year to 12th now. Well, what are we now?
12.
20
We 20th.
in offensive rating, right?
20th.
Yeah.
20th.
So last year this time,
20.
so so I'm looking at it right now. We're 21st, right?
Okay.
In
21st
offensive rating.
now.
Let's watch this, John. We're 21st in offensive rating, so we scoring 111 points a game. The problem is the defense. We're giving up. Excuse me, we're scoring 111.3. We giving up 111.7. We're negative in net rating. That shows you.
All right.
And when you look at the Pistons, like Point was talking about, he's talking about that net rating. The bigger the net rating, the better your team is. The more games you will win.
So,
You see
so
what
hold
I'm
on.
saying?
So,
No.
so
Hold on. Go ahead, Matt, because I was supposed to go to Matt. Go ahead, Matt, then we'll come back to you, John.
Okay.
And then let me go.
Point.
Oh,
Yeah,
now go to
then
ticket.
let
My
Ticket
bad
go.
ticket.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
You're-
We're gonna go
What's up,
Matt.
Yo,
Listen. It's gonna go Matt, John, then the ticket. All right, let's go.
Point. Your point about the Pistons. Okay, well, one, I was talking about in the modern NBA that defensive offensive rating differential because and today I would say since 2008, maybe 2007, the Spurs is the last true number one defensive team that won a championship. Maybe you could throw in that Dallas team that beat Miami. I think they were number 2. But typically, you are a top 5 offense and a top 10 defense. Toronto was, Milwaukee was. So offensively, the reason why I harp on the offense so much is because specifically for this team, we're not going to have a great defense. I don't care what you do. You're not getting rid of Trae Young. Therefore, you're never going to have a top 3, top 5 offense. Defense is never going to happen. That's why you have to have a great offense and a mediocre average defense. What does average defense? What you got to have a mediocre defense? If we had proper last year, if we just would have got average defense, you know how many more games we would have won last year if we just would have held teams to 110, 112 as opposed to 119. You know how many more wins we would have had last year where we had 126 and the other team had 128, or we had 127 and another team had 130. This
is exactly why I had to join the show.
Defensive first teams do not win. You can name me 2. Go ahead and look it up. Point. You can name me 2 defensive teams that were top 2. One was Golden State, and the other one was, I guess you could say Milwaukee.
Was it Pistons?
No, I'm talking about in the last. I'm talking about in the
recently.
Point talking about in the 80s and early 90s. I'm talking about from 2000.
Recently. Okay.
Yeah, 2000 and.
What about Miami Heat?
Till now. 2005.
I said Miami Heat.
And even the Lakers in the bubble was the number 1 defense.
Well, I'm not counting that.
Yeah, Miami's very team oriented.
But three or four teams. Golden State. The reason why Golden State was such a good defensive team, it had really nothing to do with their defense. It had to do with their offense. They were putting so much pressure on teams offensively, they couldn't keep up defense.
No. Their defense was setting up their offense.
No, it wasn't.
Because that's what. How many transition threes did Curry have and Clay off the break? That's from defense.
Come on, Larry.
So I'll say this.
I'm talking about points per game, shooting percentage. All that was predicated off their offense. They were scoring and shooting so well, the other team had to keep up with them with their offensive production, and they can't shoot like Golden State. That's why the numbers were bent like they were.
See, their shooting percentage was so high because they got stops, and they got into transition, which got them easy looks. That's where the snow, and then you started avalanching. When you got the avalanche, then of course it made it easier to play defense. It's all complementary. You can't have one without the other.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you can.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Without Hall of Fame defensive players like Anthony Davis, Giannis with Milwaukee, Draymond Green with Golden State, there is no defensive first team.
Kawhi injured, bro.
Kawhi
were injured.
I'm saying without a Hall of Fame, and Toronto when they won, they were not the number 1 defensive team in the league. They weren't even number 2.
What were they?
Hey, Matt, in the group right here, they already saying that. I remember them saying in the finals last year. I think Boston and Golden State were number 2 and number 3 as far as defense.
Yeah, what you talking about?
They were like the top 3 teams in defense efficiency.
They have been. They
were, but I'm saying Golden State was the number
top
1
5 offensive team too
last year.
Yeah, man, top 5 in either one. You're a championship contender. You're a championship contender.
Exactly.
Like you top 5 in both of them, you're gonna be a championship contender.
Exactly.
You can't be top 5 and just one though. You gotta have both because it's complementary.
Yeah.
You could get to 10 or 11 with Trae Young.
No, you can't be that far. No. You can't be that far. Because if that's the case, give me some like Phoenix will probably the Steve Nash Phoenix Suns or the Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki Mavericks, they'd have rings.
The Houston Rockets.
Like I'll give you an example.
Yeah, the Rockets, they have rings.
There's a reason
you can't be offensively dominant. And
Yes,
you got to play. Eventually you got to get a stop.
Well,
Now,
I'll say this.
Number one rated offense last
Hold
year.
up.
Why are we
I'm not gonna go as far as
Why
that.
are we complaining?
Hold up.
Why are we
I'm
complaining
not
about
saying
us?
I'm not saying that you don't need stops. Don't get that confused. Once you get that stop, you got to cash it in on your offensive end, or the stop you got means absolutely nothing.
So, John,
But what comes first, John? In that sequence you just said, what comes first?
What comes first as far as what?
Just did.
That sequence that you just mentioned.
I see what Gerald just did.
But see, okay,
I got him, analyst. I got him, analyst.
I don't understand.
I know where you're going, Daryl. I know where you're going, Ticket.
I don't understand.
However, some teams stop themselves by not making the shot. So your defense that you're trying to play on that end, Joker shoot an air ball. What defense did you play to get the rebound just when the Joker shot the air ball and you just grabbed it? You could count it as a defensive rebound, but you got to cash it in on the other end of the court.
No, I agree with that, John. Now, what I'm saying is the defense makes it easier to cash in, because when you taking the ball out of the basket, the opposing defense gets to set, which makes it exponentially harder to score, especially in today's NBA.
You're right. It always has been. That particular scenario, it always has been. But what is your job? Your job is to score down there. Whether you're taking it out of the basket, whether you're making a steal at half court, whether you're making a steal at quarter court, your job is to score. Now,
and we missing one more thing too.
What?
Probably I'm pretty sure it's a direct correlation between the top defensive teams that have won championships. They also were the top rebounding teams as well.
Okay. But Golden State
the
was
rebounding
the worst team in the league last year.
Golden
State was the worst. Golden State.
Same difference.
That might be the one exception. Milwaukee, I know they had to been the top rebounding team.
But I'm just saying, but Milwaukee was also a top offensive team too.
Same difference.
Why? Because they were so good on the defensive end, they got easy shots.
Okay.
Giannis gets to go in transition after you get the
Lakers won,
but he got
won
to
the
make
championship
the
that
shot.
year. They were number 1 in defense and they were number 15th in offense. The year the Lakers won that championship in the bubble. They were not a good offensive team that year.
Look that up, Point.
The whole year.
No, analyst, look that up.
Go ahead and look up that bubble championship and look what the Lakers' offensive rating was.
All I'm saying is
and
I was with you in regards to the team.
What you do in the game, not the rating. It's what you do in the game. You can come in.
The game determines the rating.
No. Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. But the rating is not determined until you play the game. You have a rate. You got a rating. You got a rating coming in. Wait a minute. You got a rating coming in. Okay. Now I got to play the Sixers tonight. I got to play the Warriors tonight. My rating that I brought with me, it may not be the rating I leave with after the game.
So, John, I hear you, John. But what I'm saying
so the Lakers' offensive rating in points per game the year they won the championship was 112.
Where was that?
What was their ranking? What was the ranking?
Okay.
Since y'all want to go with rankings.
So, John, I understand what your point is, but the reality is when you take those stats, right, just like when you take heat maps, right, when you look at players and you look at tendencies and all of that, that on top of game film is what coaches use to coach their teams up. When they say, yo, this dude, John, like, I don't know if you saw it recently. This was like actually a few months ago. There was an old post that an old player, actually the dude that we drafted years ago, Lucas Nogueira, whatever that center, he posted something about.
Oh, Lucas
Nogueira, right? He posted an old game film on John Wall when they were going up against him in the playoff, and literally it broke everything down. What was it? It was like a weak 3-point shooter, bad decision maker in the mid-range, all these different statistics. It showed him the heat map and everything. So when you have all that information, you are now coaching your team to say, you know what? This guy doesn't have a left hand. This guy's not good when you push him into the corner. This guy can't do this. That's where the strategy comes in. What I'm telling you is this. At the end of the day, yes, you need to get baskets. And I agree with you. But the game of basketball is about runs, right? The stats and none of that does not factor into fatigue. 12. It does not factor in fatigue. Right. It does not factor in rotations or none of that. If a dude gets hot, a dude gets hot. There's no quantifiable stat to define that. But the reality of the matter is, and to Matt's point, I'm not saying we need to be this defensive juggernaut. That's not what I'm saying. But we need to be adequate enough so that when we are in those games and in those moments where the offense is so hot and cold, stop-start, we need something to stabilize us. If it's going to be one of those games where DeAndre Hunter goes MIA quarters 1 through 3 and then decides to turn up in quarter 4, or Murray does the opposite, or Trey does the opposite, we need something that we can bank on. And the offense is not something we can bank on in this system. And that goes to our point.
That's the problem, the system.
No. I'm going to tell you the problem. I'm going to tell you the problem.
At the beginning of the season,
hold on one second. Listen. I hear y'all, but let's talk about this fourth quarter we just saw.
That's what I was about to talk about.
Pathetic.
This fourth quarter we just saw, it don't have nothing to do with plays. It's
pathetic.
Strictly players.
I disagree.
Players, bro, you can't put turnovers on Nate. And how many turnovers did we have in the fourth quarter?
7.
You can't put bad shooting on Nate.
Okay. You gonna tell me
he's not putting the players in the best position.
Bro, let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all keep saying
that's what you said, Damon. You said
no. I told
you
Nate's job is to put players in position to be successful.
But he don't do that.
He hasn't done it.
So you telling me all those shots? So your
best position is to be attacking the basket.
Hold up. Well, guess what, analyst? Your favorite player didn't attack the damn basket. He threw a stupid ass alley-oop. Why he didn't attack the basket? Why didn't he attack the basket? So you telling me I need the coach. I need a head coach to tell the dude I'm paying $200 million to, hey, listen, Trae Young, this is what I need you to do. If this is not there, don't throw it if somebody's there. I need you to listen, man. Stop babying these players.
He want Nate to play 2K.
Nate didn't cause those turnovers. Nate didn't shoot that stupid shit that DeJounte was shooting his last 5 shots when
he allowed it.
What you mean he allowed it? What are you talking about? He allowed it.
Oh my God! What the
bro? Stop it, man! Stop it, bro! Stop it!
So, Demond, you talk about the turn. So, Demond, you talk about the turnovers, right? The two of the turnovers that you're talking about, they came up, ran that same stupid ass pick and roll that they always do from this.
And how they turn the ball over? How they turn the ball over?
This is what I'm about to say. They turned the ball over because once they run that pick and roll, they trapped it, which was smart. They didn't start trapping it into the second half. They trapped Trey. He waiting for Capella to come up and set that screen. They trap it on the sideline. He's went length. He got nowhere to pass the ball.
So why is my point guard? Why is my point guard?
The pick and roll from the side.
Why is my point guard running the pick and roll and picking up the dribble? Why is he running a pick and roll and going to the sideline? Why is he doing that?
Because they run the pick and roll
plays
from the
are,
Why is he doing that?
The plays
so what you telling me? So what you telling me, Matt?
It's either pick and roll or iso ball.
Matt, when you say that, when you analysts say silly stuff like that, you make Trae Young look like an idiot.
It's not.
He looked like an idiot. Y'all sitting here telling me, Matt, we paying a guy $200 million, and you sitting here telling me my point guard can't think on his own. You sitting here telling me,
I'm confused. Help me out right now. 1 minute, you telling me, Matt, you go ahead. You want him to buck the system? You want him to buck the system, and then when he buck the system, it's a problem.
I want him to follow the system. I want him to make the smart and correct basketball
play. If they run
throwing the alley-oop tonight wasn't a smart basketball decision. Can we agree on that?
I said that.
I can agree.
Okay. I want
Can-
my players to make the smart decisions without somebody having to come and tell them, hey, man, maybe you shouldn't throw that stupid pass. Hey, man, maybe you shouldn't shoot them stupid shots. Hey, man, DeAndre Hunter's over here. He been cooking. Maybe you should pass him the ball, Trey and DeJounte.
How does it hurt Nate to tell him that? He's getting paid
Damar,
$4
can I
million.
piggyback?
That's how.
And
See,
let
that's
me
how I know
piggyback
he's a
off what you
billionaire.
said,
He's
Damar.
getting paid-
Analyst.
Nate gets
See,
paid
when you
millions of
say stuff
dollars.
like that, analyst, you expose your age. That's how I know you're a young guy. Because let me tell you something, man. And you're gonna learn this in the future when you have kids, right? Let me tell you something. When you're a parent and you set rules in your household, watch this, analyst. How many times your parents gotta tell you about them rules? They tell you one time, and they expect you to follow them. Do you need your mom and dad to say, "Hey, analyst, it's your bedtime"? No, you know when your bedtime is. Analyst, do you need somebody to come in there and say, "Hey, analyst, when you get up, you got school, you got to do your schoolwork, you got to wash up, you got to do that"? No, because
Damon, when you got parents that got kids that's drug addicts out in the streets, what do we call them parents? Neglectful. We call them players.
No, you don't.
Drug
No, you don't, Matt. You know what you call them? You call those guys addicts because that don't got shit to do with the parent. The parent don't make you put a needle.
That's a disease.
The parent don't make you do that. What I want for my players, I want my players to be able to operate when I'm not around. That's how I move. I'm not the type of person to be like, "Hey guys, come on, okay, analysts, this is what I need you to do. 1, 2, 3. You got it? Hold up, let me come back and tell you again. Do 1, 2, 3. No, I don't need that. You know what I need? This is what I need. Hey guys, this is game plan. Go execute. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell my my nephew when I drop him off at school. Make smart decisions. Why? Because I'm not there. So I need you to be able to make smart decisions. Trae Young, DeJounte, when you on the court, make smart decisions. Situational awareness. If y'all can see that Hunter is cooking, why are they not giving him the ball? But see, y'all want to sit here and say, because Nate didn't tell him. Once you start getting paid to play ball, bro, and you making $200 million, you making $100 million, I shouldn't have to tell you some simple shit like that. You already know that. You've been playing ball. These dudes been playing basketball, organized basketball their whole life. They don't need nobody to tell them that. They know what time it is. They know that. But see, y'all just want to say everything is based on plays. And what I'm telling y'all, I'm ready for Nate to get fired. Because a coach is not fixing this shit. No plays ain't fixing this shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I will say this though. I will say this about Nate.
And then I'll go after you, Point.
Yeah.
I will say this.
Nate can get the fuck on.
There is strategy within the execution that Nate does not do a good job at. For example,
correct. I agree with
y'all. Notice when Trae Young plays, right? When he isn't cooking, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but you notice how he tends to float to those hash marks all the time, right? He does it all the time. He will float one way, float the other way, and he almost always late in games winds up getting himself trapped. That's where the coaching comes in, where it's I noticed that this is a tendency that my player does, so let me make sure I'm positioning him so that the moment he initiates the offense or the moment it's time for him to make a decision, he's in a spot that is maximizing the court, right?
But you know what point?
Little things like that.
But you know what point?
I'm going to hold him accountable.
I agree with you on that, but this is the thing, right? I could agree if Trae Young was just some random player, right?
Yeah.
When you a star player, let's keep it a buck.
I agree with that.
Most star players have been a star player since high school.
I agree with that.
Okay. Trae Young problem is this. And you can go ahead. I blame this is on Trae and this is on Nate McMillan. Trae, when he is off ball, Nate talked all that stupid shit. I flew to Oklahoma to talk to him about playing off. That's a lie. He ain't do that shit.
He went to the club.
I'm gonna tell you, he didn't go out there or he went out there and they didn't talk about playing off ball. Because let me tell you, when Trae don't have the ball, and this is a problem. When he don't have the ball, he's not effective because he's not shooting the ball good. So nobody even, think about it. Point when he drifts to that hash, don't nobody go over there. His dude be arm's length. He be away from.
What's so funny about what you said too, Damon, about that point? You know what's hilarious? Trae Young is one of the best catch and shoot players on our team. catch
But
and
that's-
shoot. Like,
but see,
like,
that's
like
what-
when the
but
ball
trade
gets
up-
swung, when the
he
ball
don't-
gets swung to him, like in his career.
But
maybe
I'm
not
saying,
this year.
no, I feel your point. But
Yeah,
my
but
thing is
when the
this:
ball gets swung to him, he's
he don't want.
always
He
running.
don't want to do it. You know how I know he
I
don't
know
want to
he
do
don't.
that?
I know he don't.
Because
Yeah.
when you go look, and you could say, you could blame it on the system or whatever. When you look at Kevin Huerter with the Kings, he does more running with the Kings in the first 12 games than he's ever did here.
Where that come from, Damon?
Because it comes from two things, Matt. It comes from one, a system, right? That's
all I
one.
ask.
But two, let me tell you what's the most important part.
Trust.
You
Trust.
gotta want to do it. You
Yeah.
gotta
So
want to
all
run.
of a sudden,
See,
in 3 months,
let me tell you
he's
something. Let me
building
tell you
this want
something.
to.
Say that again.
All of a sudden, in 3 months, he done built up this want to.
No, I'm saying in order to make it work, it's system. But the most important part of the system is the players have to want to execute it at full speed.
The only thing I'm gonna say
See,
to that,
you can get
Hey,
you can
point.
give
Let
me a
me
system.
go after
You can
Damon.
let me finish this and then you can go, Joe. You could give me a system, Matt, but like we said in the Army, I could go out there and run your shit half-ass and have you looking stupid. I can have your system looking retarded. Why? Because I'm not putting forth the effort that's needed. So when you look at a Golden State, Klay Thompson, he probably used to get miles of cardio running around just to get the ball. When we play off ball, Trey don't run around. Neither does DeJounte. They both do the same thing. They walk down court, pass each other the ball. One go stand on the side, watch the other one operate until they call for each other.
But
They
see,
do it all the
but
time.
see, Murray didn't do that when he was in San Antonio. You know,
No, he was supremely ball dominant in San Antonio. That's how you
he
average a
was
triple double.
he was, but he wasn't taking dumb shots like he's taking here.
No, he was.
No, he
Take the
wasn't.
same. He take the same
and if he
shots.
did,
He take the same shot.
He take the same shot, bro. He take, bro. He take.
Pop pulled him out.
Bro, he taking
Hey,
the same. No,
let me-
he didn't. Stop it with that
Yes,
pop
he
pull him out.
did.
Stop it, analyst.
did. Go back and
Stop
watch.
it. Like the kids your age say, analyst. Stop the cap. Okay.
All right, let me go and get on this.
Stop
Let me
it
go
with
and
the
get on
cap
this.
and pop take them out. Stop it. You know I live down here, right? You know I live down here near San Antonio,
He
right? You
took
know
it
that,
out.
right? You know I get all the Spurs games, right? You know I'm only 30 minutes away from the Austin Spurs too. So stop with that cap pop taking my.
Joe, I want to
Stop
hear
that.
from you, Joe. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Gerald. Oh, analyst over here
So-
trying to run game on us, man.
So if it was my first time on here, and I hear analysts and Matt's philosophies, they do have valid points in some areas.
They
However,
do.
with
They
their
do. I ain't gonna take away from that. They do.
However, with their overall philosophy, this is my issue. You never win a championship when the coach is the one that runs the team. Y'all, the way y'all talk, y'all want the coach to micromanage and control every single facet of the game. I'm telling y'all how it come across.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Now,
Good point.
Now, me as a coach, Damon is a he was a leader in the military as well. Championship teams or squads, however you want to call it. I'm gonna say it like this. Sorry teams are led by nobody. Good teams are ran by coaches. Based on y'all's philosophy, I would imagine y'all would want the team to be ran by coaches. So you're never going to get a team that's more than good. Championship teams are ran by the players.
So
The players run themselves.
They pretty much run
The players hold themselves. Hold on. The players hold themselves accountable. Not that they don't need the coach in certain situations. Sometimes the coach's job is just not fuck it up. But that's assuming that the players have their own, like, hey, even if we don't fuck with the coach, we not trying to go on the court and look bad ourselves. That mess up our money in the future. Damon, when you had your soldiers on assignments, did you have to micromanage them, or after you told them what it was, they did it themselves and everything was a success?
I give them the mission, they execute. The only thing I do is I go follow up when they say they finish. I'll go check that shit. If I have to micromanage you, if I have to tell you, hey, do A, B, C, D every time, I don't need you in my organization, because now I gotta waste my time. And when I say that, I mean this. I don't have time to teach you shit you should already know. I don't got time for that. Because guess what? When it's time to execute, just like players have practice, military, we have training. When we training, we train as we fight. So when I tell you, hey, analyst, I need you to go to the left, take the 249 and do A, B, C, and D. I don't need to be thinking, does he even know how to freaking load the 249? Does he know how to do this? Do I need to tell him, analyst, don't shoot if they're not the enemy? Do I need to tell him that? No. Because if I got to tell you that, I don't need you in my organization. You got to go. It's the same thing, and same thing what Gerald was saying. Championship teams, like he said, that's why, you know what, to Gerald's point, that's why you be seeing them teams be having them team meetings and shit, holding each other accountable.
We already had 4. We already had 4 player-only meetings already.
But see, like I told you, man, because our players not good, man.
We already did it this year?
They're not good,
we had 4. We had it before the Knicks game. We did it after that Charlotte game. We did it. It's been 4 times already this season. After the Boston game.
But the thing is, Matt, the thing is this. What y'all say about Nate is 100% correct. The offense is terrible. We know that already.
So,
but I'm telling you this, my only counter to that is this. We cannot shoot the ball efficiently. A coach is not going to change that. We miss every form of shot you can think of. You were just in here saying, "Hey, y'all, did y'all see all the bunnies?" I don't know if that was you. It was somebody who said, "Did y'all see all the bunnies that Clint Capella missed?" You can't. A play not going to fix that, and that's what I'm saying.
I agree with you, but what Gerald was saying, and I wanna rebut that. What? Okay.
Hold on, real quick, Matt. Hey, Gerald. Once Matt rebut, then you can go after.
I got you. All right.
Okay. So I agree with you that championship teams typically hold themselves accountable, but typically, just my opinion, championship of the players, they hold them to a standard because there is a standard. 2, there is a system that they're supposed to follow. Everybody knows what that system is, and when you mess up or when you don't hold your end of the rope, that's when they come in and say, "Hey man, you know the ball's supposed to go here. Hey man, what are you doing? You know that was your assignment. You know, why are you blowing your assignment?" Or there is a foundation in place that they're holding them to. What I'm seeing, and Demond with the military, I'm sure y'all do counterintelligence. Y'all do, okay, this is their tendencies. This is what they like to do. This is how we're going to, combat that. This is what if we see this, this is the telltale sign of what we're looking for to attack that. You know what I'm saying? There is some type of strategy involved. There's some type of strategic advantage that you're supposed to give your troops, or a coach supposed to give his team.
Matt, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Matt, and then I'll go back. I'll let Gerald come in. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. If Nate came out and ran plays, right? If he came out and ran plays, let's be honest. Our record probably gonna be the same.
But how do you know that, Demond? How do you know? If what I'm saying is,
because bro, listen, they cannot shoot.
But Demond, what I'm saying is, if you go back and watch this game, Demond, you can put up any game we play, the first game of the season, any game you want to play. You cover up the score, right? You don't know who we playing. You can't tell what team we're playing. You can't tell what quarter we're in. You can't tell any distinguishing thing about the play you're about to watch. And to me, that's coaching, because if I'm playing this specific team, then I'm going to say, okay, these 3 things, this is what they like to do. These 3, this is what I'm going to stop. Or their defense is this. I'm going to have these 3 counters in our
Let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this. What's your you the GM?
Yeah.
Fix our shooting problem. Go.
Well, one, Bogey need to come back, but 2, I'm going to put a high emphasis on AJ Griffin playing more, Hunter shooting more, and the people that's going to be
AJ
shooting
Griffin play enough.
Who?
AJ plays enough.
AJ, so he plays enough, but they don't have any. They, to me, when I watch them play, is they come down, run the pick and roll. That don't work. Oh, let me throw it to AJ, and he might take somebody off the dribble and shoot it. It's nothing for these.
So how many minutes? How many minutes you want AJ to play?
Because he damn near play starter minutes.
I want him to play 20, 25 minutes. And
so who
isn't he there now, low key?
Yeah, he's just about there.
The last 2 games he's got.
Okay. All right.
But see the difference.
So here's my. Go ahead.
I'll go to you, Gerald.
All right, finish your point, Matt.
Hey, Matt, finish your point. Let me do the shout out request. Shout out to my guy Greg up here in the building. I salute.
Thanks for your service, bro.
You know, I salute all my Army units, man. I feel you. I love to have my Army guys up in here so I can talk that Army talk, that lingo. That way I ain't got to talk that civilian shit. You feel me, Greg? Fuck these
hey, man, come on, bro.
All right, go ahead, Matt. Finish.
Come on, bro.
Go ahead, man. I just had to shout out real quick. Go ahead.
So he played 15 minutes tonight. So ideally, he would play. He played 15 minutes tonight. Ideally, he would play close to 25, 28 minutes. And them Trent Forrest, Aaron Holiday minutes, they're going to him because ideally Murray is him. Murray, Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu, Jalen Johnson. But what I'm saying is the reason y'all want Aaron Holiday to play or Trent Forrest to play is because y'all say ain't no other guard we got can handle the ball or play or facilitate, which Aaron Holiday does not do. But anyway, I'm putting the ball in.
Make sure you blame that on the general manager who went and got him. Thank you, management.
Hey, hold on.
All right, let me go ahead.
But you
my bad, man. Go finish your point, Matt. Then Gerald, and then analyst.
Okay. Because we only got 8 minutes.
Real quick.
Y'all better speed it up.
Okay, real quick. Like I tell Gerald all the time, I'm letting JJ make the decisions, having the ball, do what he does best, play to his best ability, and I'm feeding the ball to AJ and Hunter to take priority of my jump shots.
Oh, so not Trey? Okay, good.
Not as a jump shooter, no.
What? For real? Okay. Why? Because he can't shoot? Why? Because analysts don't like that. Analysts gonna disagree with you right there. Go ahead, Gerald. My bad.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so here's
you have to Gerald analyst. Go ahead.
So let me ask y'all a question. This for the whole panel. Just answer it in a short form. Regardless of our offense not being the most visually appealing, I'll say that.
Anything.
How many wide open shots per game do we miss?
We miss a lot. We miss a lot.
Shit, probably about a good 35.
We miss a lot.
So if we miss
35,
So if we miss a good amount, the object of running a play is to get a high percentage wide open shot, right?
Yeah.
No. Well, yes, but
that's the end goal of the play. Yeah,
that's the end goal is to get the best.
Matt trying to
somebody in particular.
Matt trying to hop. He's trying to hop in front of you. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
Go ahead, Gerald.
Yeah, I know. So if
you know what's wrong, y'all.
I got him, analyst.
You know what's wrong with this panel, man. I'm gonna say this real quick. Then I'll go back to you, Gerald. Cats up here. None of us don't want to be wrong, bro. Don't want to be wrong. We stay trying to get ahead. Oh, I know where you're going. Let me go hop in front of him. No, but what about? Go ahead, Gerald. I mean, that's everybody. We all do it. I just thought it was funny. Go ahead, Gerald.
So it's safe to say if we make, say, 30% more of our wide open shots, is our record not at least 6 games better?
Yes, sir.
All right. So
might be a little bit of a stretch, but I definitely think
we would have a better record.
Oh yeah, we would. Yeah. I don't know about 6 games, but yeah, we would. Okay,
I got you. So let's say 4. Let's say 4.
I think 4 games. I think 4.
So in that sense, if we're getting the same quality shot attempts as if we ran a play and we missing the shots anyway that are wide open, and a wide open shot, I think, is where there isn't a person within 5 feet of you when you get the ball.
Mhm.
So if we getting the same end goal, it doesn't matter how pretty it looks like on the way to getting to the end goal. The end goal is to have a good shot. And we get a lot of good shots that we miss. So the
Yeah.
plays are that supports what Damon says. And John, a new coach, a new play, 50 plays, 100 plays, the audible, double audible, hot route, I don't care what you call it. If we can't shoot, the shit ain't gonna work.
But
So,
the,
Gerald, I
but Gerald,
understand and I agree
Shooting
with
isn't
your-
always the end goal.
Hey, that's because they said if you run, they said that's because if you run a good play, it don't matter if you score.
So, Gerald,
Yeah,
because
just
you ran
just
the
run
play
a good
correctly.
play.
You ran the play
no,
correctly.
Gerald,
no,
I
because
agree.
That's like doing long division. Like when you're supposed to do your algebra problems, and then you can't just write the answer. You got to show your work. You show your work and all that, and the answer be dead ass wrong. That's equivalent to missing a wide open shot.
No, but
Gerald,
go
I
ahead,
agree
point. Go
with
ahead,
you.
point.
I just think that, and I don't want to speak on Matt and analysts' behalf, but this is what I'm taking away from it. I think that where the system and the plays come from is that the way that we are getting these open shots is and I think somebody mentioned it a few shows ago, is it's primarily predicated on our star guys doing something special.
Okay, so I got let me stop you right there.
Go ahead.
Okay. So what is the difference in our star guy doing what he does best and JJ doing what he does best, like Matt just said he wanted JJ to do? What's the difference?
Hold on. Go ahead, point.
So I don't agree with Matt's point about the
Oh,
JJ.
okay. I got you.
I don't agree with that. I do not. Because
All right.
I don't think that JJ even trusts himself to take that role.
Yeah, he's not confident right
My
now.
only thing about a system is I want to be able to set up a system so that it does not have to feel like Murray and Trae Young need to be top 5 every night, because they are not. That they are human beings. Some nights they may be off. Some nights they may not even play. But we need to have a system where, like to Damon's point, right? It's effective, it works. And you also mentioned that there's the willpower and the want to do it, right? But on top of that, there needs to be trust. There needs to be trust from JJ to know, from AJ to know that, you know what? I'm going to get some looks. I may not get a ton, but I'm going to get some looks. There needs to be trust from John Collins to say, you know what? I'm going to go the extra mile on defense the next 3 plays because I know my time is coming. And I think other teams have shown that there is trust there. When you look at a Celtics team, there is trust amongst that group. I don't care if a dude, you look at a Peyton Pritchard, that little white dude, right? He's in 10 or so minutes, but he's giving it 110% because he knows I'm going to get some looks. And
All right, I got you. I got one more thing.
Go ahead.
I always, even if it's just pick and roll and horns, a lot of times we can agree they run that shit half-ass. Now,
yes,
I always tell my kids, look, even if you don't think the play gonna work, you run it full speed. So that way, if you run it half-ass, everybody automatically gonna put it on you because everybody can see your lack of effort and body language. However, if you run it full speed and the shit don't work, it's on me. I ain't got no choice but to wear it. A lot of times our players, they run a lot of shit half-ass, so they can never even gets to the point where you can really blame Nate because the player's not even running it to they not running it 100%.
So Gerald, this goes to my next point. Do we even trust with a new head coach that all of a sudden these mental issues change?
No, it ain't. It's not.
These guys
are, and we got 1 minute left.
Where's the evidence? That's my question.
All right, gang, y'all know what time it is. We got to wrap it up. We got a minute left. Do a quick shout out, quick bum of the
night.
We need a bum of the night. We don't even say why because we don't have the time. Matt, who you got for bum of the night, my guy?
Capella.
Analyst, who you got for bum of the night?
That boy petty.
There you go. That's Clint right there.
Clint. Oh, you with Clint too?
Yeah.
Damn. Who you got for bum of the night ticket?
The guy that had 7 turnovers, Murray.
Who you got for bum of the night, John? John.
John, mute it.
Unmute yourself, John.
Travis Slink.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Who you got? Point. I gotta go. All right. Thanks for tapping.
Murray.
Murray. All right. Thanks.